And we are live. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching ABL Live. You could be anywhere in the whole wide world, anywhere on the internet, but you're right here with me, watching live, and I thank you for joining. If you are a first-time viewer, I'll be on my camera in just a moment. I want you guys to get something nice and cold to drink, good to eat. Get yourself ready because we get ready to rock and roll with a good show. 3 hours. I'll be taking calls later. I'm going to get into my talking points, of course. It's a lot happening, but at the same time, not too much. And when I say that, I mean, it's the same old left doing the same old things, but there's new things. You know, like Cory Booker. You want to be pandering to the Hispanic population that are here illegally. So rather than just doing something mild, like speaking in Spanish at a debate, you want to go and be a coyote. You're taking it to a whole new level, to an illegal level, perhaps. I'm not really sure. But whatever the case may be, you're doing something really crazy. Joe Biden, I suppose, has forgot his speech. He has forgot his mental training, talking about, well, under my watch, there was no Russian collusion. Oh, okay. If that's your case, if that's your viewpoint, then nobody from your side can be saying that Trump engaged in any kind of collusion, any kind of election interfering, or any such thing. That can't be happening at all. You know what's funny right now? I'm watching the video, and it's live translating what I'm saying into captions. That's crazy. But we'll talk about a lot of those things and more on tonight's episode of ABO Live. And I thank y'all for watching. You could be anywhere, like I said, in the world, on the internets or whatever, but you're right here with me. It's a lot happening. Coyote Booker is a night. What else we got going on? Hold on. I almost forgot my top. Oh, the Independence Day celebrations at the White House and around the White House. There was a lot happening there. You got people burning flags. Now, this is exactly why you shouldn't be burning flags. It's why it shouldn't be allowed. When people were saying that, oh, you are out of control, you're a fascist if you say you can't burn the flag, I'm like, I understand what flag burners do. I understand the kind of the energy they bring. I understand the kind of environment that they foster. And there we have it. You got people burning the flag. I figured when the whole narrative was going out there talking about you could burn the flag and it's okay, I figured somebody would go to the White House and burn the flag outside. And here we are. 2 weeks later, it happened. Like almost 3 weeks, but really 2 weeks later, it happened. And then the dude not only lit the flame on the flag, the American flag, he threw it at a Secret Service agent. Okay. So that was predictable. I saw that coming. Like nobody, I was not surprised at all. There's nobody that could have told me that, and I would have just had my jaw on the ground. It was easy to predict. Same thing with, when you legalize all drugs and you just let stuff go. You have San Francisco, where people are just banging needles, doodling on the ground. Mental illness is just rampant because it's being fueled by the drugs. See, some people can be responsible drug users. You got your functional crackheads, but we've all seen the non-functional people. And the question has to be, how many people that are out there on drugs in the street are functional versus non-functional? And do you want to have the non-functional folks around you and where you live, around your kids, around where you work, around your home? I don't think you do. So people need to just look a little bit into what things cause other things. I guess you could call that broken windows policing. And it's easy to predict. I knew. As soon as I was seeing all that about burning the flag being okay, I knew somebody would go to my house and do it. I saw it coming, and 2 weeks later it happened. Very simple, very easy. And what else? I think we already talked about mini AOC getting doxxed by the left. They didn't like what she was talking about, so they decided to find her parents and her family members' personal cell phone number, her name and all that, her picture, all that, and just say, hey, y'all harassed them, called them, sending them death threats. It's funny how, that's a thing they're doing, harassing Mini AOC and her family. When I say Mini AOC, if you don't know, I'm talking about a little girl that does the AOC impressions on social media. Yeah, they doxed her. These people were saying, oh, you're using her as a prop and it's a political thing and it's child abuse. These same people would take a bunch of kids and usher them into Dianne Feinstein's office talking about, hey, if you don't give Al Gore $100 quintillion cash right now, the world's going to end in 12 years, okay? Because climate change. It'd be them same people that would use kids for whatever they want. It'd be them same people that say, you know what? If you come across the border with a child, it doesn't matter whose child it is, you will be pretty much granted access into the country. That's why they're doing the whole separation thing at the border, because you got so many kids coming over that are in no way related to the individual that took them. Shout out to my man, Windy City. I think that was someone might have said that they're doing DNA tests and half of the people that come with children are found to not be any kin at all to the kids. I'm talking about no grandma, grandpa, auntie, uncle, mom, dad, cousin, brother, sister, nothing. No relation at all. But I'm to be told that, oh, these people are just coming with the kids and the whole family and they need asylum. I can't tell. They're trying to find some money. They're trying to get economic asylum, okay? They did not have a big enough flat screen in Mexico City, so they went to come to Dallas, Texas and get a bigger one, all right? They went and come to Rhode Island somewhere and sell drugs and give the money back to their family in Colombia. That's what's going on here, but people don't want to really observe the truth. I think it's because, well, they know the truth, but they want to keep things kind of under the radar because these people help them stay in power to be elected. They want to give them driver's licenses, and then when they get the license, it's like, hey, fill this out. You can go ahead and vote too. That's what they want. They want them to vote so they could take power that way by importing their voter class, because they know that the American people are starting to lose favor with them. There's far less stuff ain't nobody really trying to hear. I think deep down in Joe Biden's heart, above all the current things he's being told, he does not want to engage in that either. That's why he said, hey, it wasn't no collusion under my watch. We know that. Thank you. The Mueller report basically said there was no collusion, because if there were collusion, then that should have been said. It should have been specifically stated there was collusion by Trump and the Russian Federation. It says that the Russian Federation interfered, but how? You're talking about Facebook ads, Google AdWords, 4 or 5 grand. I mean, what's that? That's nothing, okay? You got regular Joes in America that can do that. You got people in other countries that can do that. So, and they probably have. So are you going to go to Pakistan and be like, hey, you guys coming up with these fake pages on Facebook talking about the election? You guys are interfering. It only seems to be the Russian Federation. There's much more evidence to look at Hillary Clinton and her squad, the Clinton Crime Foundation, for a Russian election interference, or aiding and abetting them in their so-called interference. And how you going to interfere anyway with a Facebook ad? Like, that's going to just send me over the edge to vote for Trump versus Hillary Clinton. And if that's the case, you got all kind of advertisement that's been put out there. Hillary Clinton had $1.2 billion with a B to fund her campaign. It might have been 1.2 or 1.3. Either way, it was over $1 billion. At least 200 million over $1 billion, which is a crazy amount of money. You have all that money to influence the media. Not only the money, but your personal relationships influence the media as well. So is that not election interference? I don't really understand. So if a Russian person buys a Facebook ad for $5, that's somehow some kind of high crime. But if Hillary Clinton spends $1.3 billion in a losing effort on all kinds of ads and preferable treatment, and not only that, she has the brand equity within her to get these relationships going off the ground without money, to have NBC favor her, to have CBS, CNN, ABC, etc. favor her over Trump, is that not election interference? I don't really understand. Then there was a case of people getting money from foreign nations, laundering it and giving it to certain campaigns. Barack Obama Prize from Fuji's. We're talking about that. So all of this stuff is silly, and I think Joe Biden knows that, which is why he said, "Hey man, it wasn't no Russian collusion or nothing like." He's telling the truth, although he didn't want to tell the truth. He was just, his faculties aren't there to be able to filter himself from saying the truth. So it is what it is. Shout out to Brian Anderson, who says, I have ad block and still vote Trump. Now what, liberals? Exactly. I didn't even see the ads. I'm Stevie Wonder to the ads. I'm blind. I can't see nothing. You understand? But yeah, I still voted for Trump because I know what the real deal is. I know what Trump was all about. You know, I know what Hillary Clinton is all about. I made a proper decision. You know, the Russian Federation did not throw some ad in my face and making me go one way or the other. It's just not the reality of the situation. It is what it is. Oh, the projection is real. 30 pieces of silver. The projection is too real. Oh, you're abusing kids. Meanwhile, they pretty much allow the illegals to come over here with children who are from who knows where, from anywhere. Random kids they buy on the street, from strangers, slaves, whatever, any kind of kid they come with to come into the country, gain access and kind of bypass certain processes. Okay, that's what they're doing. But that's not really an issue. They're weird. They're really weird, but it is what it is. Yeah, Joe, you know what? When I say probably about 2 months ago, I was asked who's the front runner. And I said with confidence it's Joe Biden because he has the most money behind him. He has the most support. He has the most name recognition. It's him. He's polling the highest. But now, I mean, the numbers are dwindling. After the first debate, he dropped by like 10 points in the polls. And Kamala Harris, she jumped up by 9 points. So basically all the lead he had, she took away. And it's only in the first debate. What about the second debate, the third debate, the fourth debate, the fifth debate? How about in some of these town halls they got to do? Imagine Joe Biden doing a 2-hour town hall at CNN where he's walking around. People are asking him questions. He's not going to be able to make it. He was struggling with a debate format for 2 hours when you're not even talking the whole time. When you have to kind of share the stage with others, you may get a total of 8 to 10 minutes talking time. But if you're on stage for 10 hours and you got to speak for, 45 minutes, maybe total, if you exclude the questions, the commercial breaks, the moderator comments, and some other things, ads, whatever, probably about 45 minutes to an hour you got to talk. But he was struggling to talk for 8 minutes. He would be speaking for 45 seconds, and then rather than ending the statement, he would say, okay, that's my time, I'm up. So basically, he didn't want to actually complete a thought, complete a sentence, probably because he couldn't do it. He's struggling to do it. So rather than just actually completing your thought in a sentence, he was like, okay, that's my time, I'm finished. He's not doing very well. It is what it is, but we're going to see. Now, I think Kamala Harris at this point looks like the nominee. At this point, things can change. Like I said, I thought it was going to be Joe. It still could be Joe, but he's fading so fast, I'm not sure how he recovers. He's like a snowball going downhill in the avalanche, just picking up more and more weight on his back that he would not be able to recover from. And by the time he gets down to the base of the hill, he's going to be a mountain just on the countryside, and you won't even know he was there before. It is what it is. But we're going to see about all that good stuff coming up here. And what else is on my docket? Oh, Coyote Booker. We're going to see what happens with him. How are you going to go into Mexico and bring people over? What are you thinking about? Why do you need to do that? Okay, there's some kind of NGO that's over there doing stuff. You can donate to them, but why must you go over? That's a Coyote. A Coyote, what they do is they smuggle in people illegally. All right. And they get paid for it. Now, Cory Booker will not get direct monies from these individuals to bring them over, but he'll get money in other ways. By doing this, he's able to raise his brand recognition over on the left. People that are on the left will appreciate what he did, being brave to go into Mexico. Matter of fact, he probably went into Juarez. Well, I doubt he went way into Juarez without security because Juarez is very dangerous. But anyway, he went into Juarez or Chihuahua somewhere and decided to take 5 women with him to America. Now, what was kind of interesting is that these women had on like specialized T-shirts. It could have been Americans going to Mexico and being brought back over by Cory Booker as some kind of show of solidarity. Who knows? They probably were not illegal immigrants. And if they were illegal, they probably could speak English. When you're talking about people that are just in dire straits and, about to pass out if they don't get a drink of water, it was something pre-planned and it probably came from some kind of NGO type situation. All right. It'll look good for the camera. It'll look good for your campaign. But in reality, you didn't do much of anything. You're just trying to, get a good look for yourself campaign wise. Yeah. I agree with you, Red Leader. Ain't no such thing as Mexican American. It's all about American. Wherever you come from, your heritage, that's fine and that's great, but you're an American. No dash Americans. American and that's it. This is probably one of the only countries in the world you can do that. You can't really say, okay, I moved to China, now I'm Chinese. That's not really how that works. Same thing with Japan, Korea, etc. But in America, you can do that. You can move here and then now you're American, because America is, it should be kind of a melting pot, but it's more like a salad bowl. All right. When you eat a salad, you're not going to say, oh, I'm eating romaine lettuce. You can say I'm eating a salad. It's about everything together. I'm romaine lettuce salad. Nah, you just a salad with everything in it. That's what we are in America. But in Japan, 98.5% ethnic Japanese. Being Japanese is a real thing. It's an ethnic thing. Same thing with Chinese to a certain extent. Tibetan, Hong Kongese, but that's a different story. It's an ethnic thing at the end of the day. All right. But in America, your ethnicity is not as important as your nationality. In the world, being American is more important than anything else. It's more important than your ethnicity, nationality, whatever it is. Whatever you came from is not as important as becoming an American. And if it were as important, then you'd still be where you at and not over here in America. It is what it is. So, and shout out to everybody in the building. We got almost 400 live. All right, good money. And to everybody just came on in, give me a thumbs up on the video. I'd appreciate it, and share it as well. 100%. And shout out to my man Streeps in the building. I see you, boss. Thank you to everybody that's come in. I appreciate you guys. A lot of you guys have bought the merchandise. I appreciate that. The 1776 hat has been flying off the shelves. This one as well, We the People. I got some more merch in there. I got some Clown World shirts. Hold on, I'm going to show you guys that shirt right quick. Let me see if I can pull it up. I got that in there. I had that in there for a little while, but I'm going to do some more merch. I'm going to try to get as much merch. I'm going to try to just introduce new things as much as I can. Maybe like once a month, do some new stuff. Once every month or 2 weeks, probably like once a month. I get you the Clown World shirt, in different colors, whatever you need, So I'm just trying to do more stuff like this, just fun stuff. And I think I have the Clown World sticker. Nah, hold on. The sticker as well. Yeah, I got that. The Clown World sticker. There you go. Die cut too. But if you're in Europe, for some reason, they will not ship the die cut to you. So you got to get the regular one where it's like a 3x6 or 5x7. But this one is die cut. I think it's like 3x4, 3x4.5, something like that. Not really sure. But either way it goes, thank you all who have bought the merch so far. I definitely appreciate you. Hey, the Clown World, hey, I want to put that. I want to go to some of the DNC offices and put that on their desk. The Clown World sticker on their desk. But you know what? It's only going to be a matter of time before they try to say that's a white supremacist symbol, Clown World. They're going to try to say a clown face is white supremacy. It's crazy how they will say emojis in your phone are racist. It's like, how are they racist? How were they put into the phone if they're racist? And beyond that fact that they're in your phone to begin with, how is an image of a clown racist? How is a world symbol racist? It doesn't make any sense. But that's where we are nowadays, where nothing makes any sense anymore. We just say and do whatever we want. Nobody cares about being correct or right, factual, or anything else like that. It doesn't even matter. It's all about just feelings, I guess, at this point. Just say whatever you want to say. Yeah, thank you, Streams. I appreciate it, man. We the People with the all black, white lettering. Yeah, man, I appreciate that. Now, I hope we get more hat options, because right now on Teespring, we only have the option of black, blue, or red hats. I want to get some white hats. I want to get a few more things in here. Yeah, that's what I want to do. And get some more distressed type of look and just really kind of spice it up. Yeah. And thank you all to the super chatters right quick before we get into the calls. And thank you to Lee Crow who says, ABL, thank you Yeezy now with the merch. Thank you for the super chat, man. Definitely appreciate you. Hey, man, actually before YouTube, I'm a graphic designer. So this is like, to me, this is just so simple. I can open. I got Photoshop already. I've been using Photoshop since like 2007. So I make all my own merch. I just put it out there. It's really easy to me and it's fun because I've been doing it for years and years and years already. And thank you to Lydia, last name, for the donation. Definitely appreciate you. Thank you to JoJo Ortiz, who said, thank you for all you do. Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you to Jonestown Autopsy, who says, mods, go easy on me tonight. I'm only human. Shout out to Jonestown Autopsy, really pushing the envelope for real. Yeah, it'd be nice if I can get it in green, Nick, but right now they only offer black, blue, and red for the hats. I could do different color shirts, but the hats are only available in 3 colors and also 2. Well, I can get it in 3 styles. I can get the dad hat. I can get the trucker hat, which is my personal favorite, and also just a regular snapback without the vented back. It's the same as this without the vented back. Yeah, but I've been thinking about doing a clothing line or something like that for a long time since I've been like 21, 22. So, doing the hats and stuff like that is just really fun because I always wanted to do it and I kind of help others do their thing without doing my own. Now, who's going to be the next DNC leader to become the nominee in 2020 to lose against Trump? Because whoever's going to be the nominee is going to lose. I think Trump and his fundraising has outdone all the Democrats combined. I could be wrong about that. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. But either way it goes, yeah, that's right. JPP Camo will be good as well. Either way it goes, Trump is killing them in the fundraising already. He has a whole movement behind him. I mean, the hats, the shirts, the way he does the fundraising is beyond what any of them could really do. Who wants to really support Kamala Harris? Not very many people. Not enthusiastically. Maybe they'll support her by voting, but as far as donating money, you can get a lot of big, rich folks to donate, but regular, everyday Joes, I'm not quite sure. I think Pocahontas may be able to, not Pocahontas, pardon me, Barney may be able to raise some money. It's funny how Barney talks about being Santa Claus, how he can give you all these things, but yet he's like asking for your money to do it. That's hilarious, but I digress. People talking about Pocahontas. She could be the nominee. Alrighty. Kamala Harris only raised $12 million. That ain't going to get it done, boss. That's not going to get it done. I mean, hey, we live in America. You need some ducats. Especially since she is not necessarily a very well-known person. She had a good debate performance, but that's about it. And that is about all. Trump raised $125 million compared to Kamala Harris's $12 million. That's absolutely zero. That is not going to cut it at all. Oprah or Mike Obama, that's hilarious. I kept telling people, hey, you guys need to put Michelle Obama in there. I mean, not Michelle. Yeah, Michelle too, but really Oprah. Put Oprah as a presidential candidate and Michelle as a vice presidential candidate. It'd be perfect. But for some reason, they don't want to do that. And that's fine to me because it'll be easier to defeat whoever they put in there. I mean, if it's not Oprah, Oprah has name recognition. She's been out there doing political stuff, doing campaign trips. She has money. She has connections. People all over the world know her in high places. She can get things done. She knows Trump, if I'm not mistaken, as well. Trump's been on the show. She has knowledge of Trump that we may not have or that the public may not have. So, I mean, it'd be a slam dunk, but maybe she don't want to do that. Maybe she don't even like the way the Democratic Party is going. I can't really tell. Either way it goes, if you don't run Oprah, you have zero chance. With Oprah, I think Oprah would still lose, but at least it'd be a good fight. You understand? It's like, okay, I like watching a good basketball game. I'm a big basketball fan. I like to see a good series where I know one team is going to probably win, but the other team is not just going to get beat down. They ain't going to give up. I like when the other team just really they go in there, they grind, they try to hit all the shots, and they're trying to go to the free throw line and get fouled and make buckets that way, and they're playing hard on defense. I like that. But then when you got the Harlem Globetrotter versus the Washington, whatever they were, it's just like this is they're just playing with them. The other team is not going to win, so it's not as fun to watch. I mean, I guess it's fun seeing a bad team get trounced, but I like to see a good competition, and you're not going to have that with this current crop of Democratic candidates. Pete Buttigieg, what is he going to do? He can't even keep his own little hometown or wherever he lives right now, South Bend, Indiana, under control. So if you can't keep South Bend under control, how are you going to do anything with the presidency? And not to be a shallow person, because this ain't my particular viewpoint, but Pete Buttigieg is a short guy. And the stat, like I said before, all presidents since 1900 have an average height of 5'10" or 5'11". Most recent presidents were at least 6 feet tall. Trump is 6'3". You're going to have Bane looking down on the penguin on a debate stage. Not trying to make any kind of short jokes, so don't nobody get triggered. I'm just saying that's how it's going to be viewed by the general public. And what are you really going to do about that? It's not what you can do. It is what it is. But thank you all for joining. Most certainly appreciate you. Please give me a thumbs up if you're just now joining. I thank you for that. Give me 1 second here to get this out to my people on social media. Martha Stewart? I think not. All right. Let me get to the calls in just a moment. Give me 1 second, get myself situated, and we'll get to the calls. I thank you all for being here. I most certainly appreciate you. I'm going to read the comments for a little bit before we get into the calls. Oh, salute to America. Of course, I almost forgot the very important topic. I like the salute to America. I saw some of the parade. I liked it. I saw some of this. I heard some of the speech. I thought the speech was good. It was not a self-centered speech. It was more just about just accomplishments of others. So that was really good. I really appreciated that. And I think that's what we got to have more of that. You know, have more speeches like that. Have more addresses like that. So I thought it was overall good. I thought the tanks and the planes, all that kind of stuff was good. You know, I didn't see air shows and stuff like that. It's cool to watch. It really is. It's really a sight to see. And it's kind of hard to grasp how it actually looks on television. Once you are there and you hear the noise and you see them fly, it's really cool. Yeah, that would have been great to go to. And it was lit. It was loaded up from the rooter to the tutor. AOC talking about, it was poorly attended. I mean, everybody and their mama was there. It was totally packed from the window to the wall. It was packed. So, yeah, the speech was amazing. And people said that it's like North Korea, it's like USSR. No, I mean, we've had other presidents do that here. JFK did that. Now, JFK is seen by many as an American hero. So if JFK did that, then why can't Trump do it? I don't understand. I think Reagan did it as well. There are others who have done the same thing that Trump did. And shout out to somebody who says that should be done. Oh, Old Lady Fish says, you hope he'll do it again next year. Yeah, hopefully he does. Hopefully it's an annual thing. I'll go to the next one for sure. I wasn't able to go to this one, but I go to the next one for sure, 100%. And one thing I know about, Trump rallies and stuff like that is that it's always peace, it's always good. People are in the lines in the crowd with food and drinks, and everybody looks out for each other. It's like a love fest, for real. I'm serious. Not even trying to play games. The only time it gets weird is when you got the protesters that when they come and burn flags and stuff like that. But those incidents are so few and far in between, because even if you come there to rabble rouse, you're going to be overwhelmed with all the positive energy. It takes a certain kind of person or people to go to such a positive place and want to just, do harm. You understand? It's like going to a child's nursery and then wanting to go complain about something. It's like, man, come on. You're in this beautiful place. Everybody's so calm and nice. Why you want to come in here and act up? That's kind of how it is at a Trump rally from my personal experience being there. Yeah, being in the White House and also being at Trump rallies is all peace, it's all love. Nobody wants to go there to act up or cause any kind of issues. And why would you want to? You're outnumbered, number one, and number two, nobody's doing anything bad or anything wrong. And shout out to the Border Patrol agent. I'm not quite sure if I'm saying his title correctly, but shout out to the guy that had the video in response to AOC, where he went to the toilet, the fixture, and showed you how it is on video. So it's not just, oh, it's Photoshop. No, that's how it is. You have just one fixture because that's where the plumbing is coming through. You got the toilet on the bottom of the fixture, but on the top, you have fresh water. Okay? It's fresh water in the toilet as well, but you're not going to drink from inside the toilet bowl. You're going to drink from the faucet, the sink or whatever on top of the toilet bowl. It's very simple. You know, people talking about, oh, well, the toilet water is, you know, like, ain't no such thing as toilet water. It's water in the toilet, but it's not some kind of special water for the toilet. You know, it's the same water that you drink. It's water. You know, if you drink from the faucet, from the tap in your house, that's the same water that's in your toilet. There's not a special toilet water line that comes to your house. Okay, it all go through the same sewer line when it's done, and it all comes in the same way when it's, you know, being prepared through the same hot water heater and all that, through the same pipe system, because it's all fresh water. But people like AOC, who can't even use a garbage disposal, don't understand basic things about plumbing or water or what potable means or anything like that. You got a moron in office. I would be embarrassed if I was in her constituency base. I would be totally, you don't even know what potable water is. We're in idiocracy right now where people don't even know what potable water is. Oh, it's toilet water. You can't drink it. I mean, come on, man. Let's stop being silly. For real. You know, but hey, it is what it is. Let's get to the calls in just a moment. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Hopefully my Skype does not act up. I'm going to go ahead and start it up and see what we got going on here. And again, thank you all for being here. Please give the video a thumbs up. That'll help me out tremendously. All righty, let me get to this over here. Get in my settings to turn that down. Yeah, you know, the Democrats, that's a good question, Michelle A. Michelle A asks, what's with Democrats dumping in Mexico now? Well, hey, they know that the voter base is not really here anymore. So they got to go abroad to get that vote. And if they don't go abroad to get the vote, then they're not going to really be able to. They know they got to bring in votes from overseas or across the border. That means illegals. All right, at 216 on the line, who am I speaking to?
Marlo from Cleveland, Ohio. How's it going?
Everything's good, man. What's happening?
Good. I had one thing to say about Kamala Harris.
All right, go for
if somehow she gets in as far as the Democratic nominee, I think if she loses, I think they'll blame it on probably black men. If somehow she loses, they'll use the excuse.
You're breaking up. You're breaking up, boss. Hello, can you hear me? All right, I don't know what happened to my caller. I can't hear him. But he was making the point. He was definitely. I want to see if I can get him back on the line. He definitely was making the point for sure. Yeah, because I saw that where did you guys see Pocahontas? She went to the Essence Festival somewhere. It might be in Houston, Dallas, somewhere in Texas. You know, it's a black festival. They got music and stuff like that. She's talking about black women are leaders of their household in the black community, so we got to figure out ways to make them more money. Wait a minute. What about just helping the black community? Now you're trying to have this whole gender war thing going on. Why are you engaging in the gender war, Pocahontas? Don't be, have policies that'll be able to help Americans get, more economic prosperity, not try to have black women be on the pedestal and black men just thrown under the bus. Stuff like that will make more black people, especially the men, come over to the side of voting for Donald Trump. So if you're campaigning for Trump, then I say get on your boss. But if that's not your goal, then you're not doing very well. All right, call the line 347.
This is Joshua Perez.
All right, Joshua, what's going on?
What's going with you too, Andy Brian Logan?
Everything's good, man. What's happening?
The clown world continues in the biggest way possible. Pandering continues to pander. For example, the two coyotes known as Beto Coyote O'Rourke and Coyote Booker trying to get illegals to vote because they know that everybody knows actually that they're losing their base because they have no policies. They only want identity politics in their parties.
Well, the thing about it, they're trying to get votes from wherever they can. They don't really care if it's legal, illegal, whatever. Just like Cory Booker want to be a coyote. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, I thought I had seen them sink to the lowest of the lows, but
like, are they campaigning in Mexico or in the United States?
They're campaigning more in Mexico than the U.S. Now, I thought that you had to campaign in the U.S. to win an election in the U.S., but maybe I'm wrong.
Right. Like, is the Mexican people going to vote for you? No, it's the United States people that are going to vote for you. Like, they're only caring for is big cities, not middle America. That's why Clinton lost in 2016 because she ignored middle America and only care about big cities. That's why she won the popular vote is because of Los Angeles, LA, and New York City. And they still butt her to this very day, almost 3 years later. And it's really sick because the simple fact that Trump won the Electoral College fair and square. He didn't cheat. He didn't try to.
Well, they don't care. They don't care about fair and square. They don't care about winning an election fair and square. That's not even the point. The point is that they don't like who won. They don't like the results of the election. Right. If the Electoral College would have worked in their favor, then they would never try to say, "Oh, we need to abolish it. We need to remove it. We need to get rid of those rules." They would keep those rules. That'd just be how it operates.
Yeah. And another thing, that the original comment on Trump says that if Kamala Harris loses, they're gonna blame black men, which I could see that because I think black women will vote more Republican slightly, but to me, I think black men will vote more Republican later on. And because let's be fair, black women are very emotional. So if Mania brings black men, that shows their hypocrisy in a nutshell. Because if it was a black Democrat, or a woman or a man, it was a black Democrat, they would defend it. But if it was a black conservative, they would probably call him Uncle Tom, the N-word, etc.
Oh, of course. That'd be how that goes.
Yeah. And one more thing I want to talk about is Trump has outspent the entire Democrat candidates 50-1, or better than that, 100-1. Because he now has $105 million for his fundraising.
What you mean? He outraised all the Democrats put together?
Yes.
Yeah, he definitely did that. Now, I saw that. That's hilarious. But, it just points to the enthusiasm for Donald Trump that the other people don't have. That ain't nobody trying to, who wants to go to a Kamala Harris rally? Ain't nobody going to be lined up. And nobody going to be lined up for hours and days to pack a stadium or an arena with 10,000 people to go see Kamala Harris talk about white supremacy and all kind of dumb stuff like that. They want to hear a good message from the president that they like, that they love. They don't want to hear from these other people. So, of course, it's going to raise more than them. And their methods of fundraising are kind of old school. They're not going to succeed in the fundraising, which is hilarious because at least Hillary Clinton was able to do that very well. But these people now can't even do that.
Exactly. And one more thing before I go. Actually, two more things before I go.
Okay, but we got limited time here.
Do you see Virginia flipping red in 2020?
No. I would hope that it did, but the problem is that you have Washington D.C. growing,
Fairfax County.
Fairfax, all of that up there, Alexandria, Woodbridge, even up to like Fredericksburg, all of that whole area is too big, and that's like 1/3 of the state's population. That's basically the Washington D.C. metropolitan area, and they're going to vote pretty much blue majority, and it makes the rest of the state have to suffer, unfortunately.
Yeah. But I think Virginia of 22 will be the Pennsylvania of 2016. And one more thing is I'm going to take a picture because I got a lot of Make America Great Again hats. I'm going to take a picture on your Twitter, so I'm going to do it right now.
All right, man. Well, thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Definitely appreciate you, too.
All right, now.
Take care.
All right. Thank you to Joshua for the call. Most certainly appreciate him. The number to call is 434-658-1220. The number is right here up under in the ticker. It'll fade by eventually. It's also, I just put it in the description box. So if you don't see it in the box, just refresh your screen, whatever you want. You'll be able to see it right there in the box at the very beginning of the description. Yeah, Virginia, it's unfortunate. I hope that Virginia would be able to flip red, but the problem is you have too many people in Washington, D.C., and they live in Virginia and Maryland. And I think 1/3 of the state's population is in Northern Virginia. So it's just weird. Maryland's kind of weird because you have a Republican governor, yes, Hogan, if he's still there. But the state is blue. It's a really weird kind of thing, but it is what it is. Like, if we can get a Republican governor, if we can get Ralph, here's the thing about Virginia. You have Ralph Northam in there, a guy that wore blackface and or KKK costume in his yearbook. His Attorney General, Mark Herring, also wore blackface. And the lieutenant governor has been accused of rape by at least 2 women, and they're all still in office. Ain't nobody trying to get him out. So if you got that going on, how would the state flip to red when it comes to the elections? I hope that it would, but just judging based on what's happening now, it seems improbable at best, impossible at worst. But let me get to the next call. 720, you're on the line. I'm speaking to.
Hey, ABL, this is Russ from Denver. How you doing, man?
Everything is good, man. How about yourself?
Oh, doing all right. I can't complain. Just got to watch some amazing fireworks on the 4th of July, and it was so spectacular. I heard a lot of pro-America music. It was very uplifting, and I thought to myself, how can anybody watch this and vote Democrat?
That's right. I'm with you.
So it's crazy because, our state is completely run by Californians. Native Coloradoans are a minority here. We just had this influx of a bunch of Californians come in and take over our state to the point where it's deep blue now, and which brings me to my point. About the 2020 election, I am all for Trump. I support Trump, and I'm on the bandwagon with those who are. My concern is during the 2020 election is can Republicans hold the Senate? Now, the idea is, if people go out and support for Trump, and chances are they're going to vote for Republicans, and I sure believe that, but. I don't think Cory Gardner here in Colorado is going to win. Number one, he's a very big disappointment. He's a rhino to the core, and he's voted with Democrats on a few things just to try to keep his seat, but his approval rating is like in the low 30s. That's how bad it is.
Wow. So,
yeah, I cannot see him winning this state. And then you've got Susan Collins up in Maine, who's just, she's also a rhino, and a lot of people up there, are kind of, more liberal than they are conservative. So her seat is vulnerable as well. And then I'm looking at McSally from Arizona, who's selected, not elected, and she's going to be up for re-election, as a special election. So they're going to have that down there, and she's been on board with the Trump campaign, but the demographics have changed down there to the point where Arizona is kind of becoming more purple than it is solid red. So it's this election, in my opinion, is more of about changing demographics and trying to flip some blue states to battleground and some battleground states to move toward the red. This is kind of what it's all about. And there are some Republican Senate seats, I think, that are going to be a little vulnerable in 2020. Trump, I think, will win because I know he knows how to appeal to all kinds of different demographics and speak to them as though they're all Americans, which is really what resonates with me. The Senate, on the other hand, is a different matter because you just got a lot of rhinos up for re-election that Trump supporting patriots aren't happy with. So it's like you either vote for them to kind of help improve the Trump agenda, or you let Democrats win, and then there's more obstruction. It's really a no-win situation here.
Yeah, I mean, I think you got to just pick whatever is the least bad of the options. Sometimes it has to be like that, unfortunately. I mean, because you may get a Republican in there that may not necessarily be the best, but they probably are better than a Democrat in there. So, I mean, I think the perfect world would be to have great patriots at every position in America, but you may not be able to get that all the time. And I think that kind of goes to people that are actually running. Who's running and who's behind them? What kind of experience do they have? Are they going to be a good fit? I think that's probably what it boils down to.
Oh yeah, and I'm thinking, I'm looking at the situation in Alabama, and Roy Moore is running again, and they got to have somebody run against Roy in a primary, so that way that person wins. So that way, in the general, they can take back the Senate seat from Doug Jones, because you have Roy Moore run again, he's just going to be a disaster.
Yeah, I mean, he's totally toxic. He has to understand that. He has to understand two things. The first thing is that he probably be the biggest name that had come out of Alabama on the Republican side. So he would kind of like de facto be the nominee. But number two, he's so toxic, he'll make the whole brand look bad. He would not get the support from Trump. It just won't go good for him. And it's almost like he's throwing the election to get Doug Jones in there again if he's able to run back to back. It just, I don't know. I'm not sure who is advising him, or if he's just being stubborn when people are telling him don't run because you're not going to do any good for the cause, which is much bigger than Alabama.
Well, exactly. And, Alabama being a red state, it's vital that a Republican win that Senate seat back. Because if Doug Jones wins, it's not going to be 2 years, it's going to be 6. And it'll be 6 years of him voting against every policy that Trump comes out with, which will make it a lot hard for him to push his agenda forward. So there's that you have to take into consideration as well. And and then, in the House, we've had, about 40 plus Democrats, win. And I have a feeling we're going to take the House back, if not, take a bunch of seats back, because a lot of people that voted for these Democrats aren't really happy because there's no legislation being pushed whatsoever. It's investigate, impeach, scream against Trump, impeach. There's no legislation coming out of the House whatsoever, and I think people are fed up to the point where come 2020, we can flip the House back to Republican control.
Absolutely, I agree.
So I'm just sitting back, excited with amazement and everything, and I just got a feeling that if Joe Biden becomes the nominee, that it's going to be a lot like Reagan running against Mondale. He's just so dull and boring that he's not going to be excitable to anybody. He's not going to have a big draw of crowds, and his speeches are just going to be so dull. And with Kamala Harris, she is so crazy that people are, in my opinion, are just going to kind of back away from her. The only people I can probably see is like Mayor Pete. He has a way of just selling things because of the way he speaks. He's kind of like a slick snake oil salesman, where you don't like him, but he can get the most vulnerable undecideds to kind of swing towards his direction because he's a smooth talker. And then, but all the others they're crazy, and I just think they're going to be pushing a lot more people away, which I think is part of the design because they want to have all the polls rigged toward the Democrats, so that way when Trump wins, they can push the Russia narrative again.
Well, I'm with you on that, man, and I thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Yep, take care.
All right, now.
Bye.
Hey, great call. Very, very good call. Yeah, Roy Moore should just, I don't know what he's thinking about, because it doesn't even matter if the allegations are true or not. He did not handle himself well during interviews. He was kind of like him and Han talking about, well, maybe I did it, maybe I didn't. It's like, man, we don't have time for you to be not really sure, kind of, double talking. It's like, look, man, you're in the way. We got something really important here we're trying to do, not just for Alabama. Alabama, of course, is important. If you're going to be the senator, you have constituents need to be served properly by a person that can serve. And if it is not you, and it can't be you, you're the Republican running, the Democrat is going to win by default. So why would you do that? Step aside and let a qualified person, when I say qualified, I mean a guy that actually can win without all kind of weird skeletons in his closet or questions about him, and that can talk on camera without embarrassing himself. Let that person run, and you just step to the side and let them just handle what they got to do. But let me get to my next call. All right, calling on the line, 267.
Yo, what's up, ABL?
What's going on?
Hey, I'm good, man. I just recognized game from YouTube, man. I'm out here in Philly. I wanted to actually comment on, I see it in the title, I've been listening a little bit too, about Cory Booker being, you got him labeled as a coyote.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I mean, I got to agree with you, man. If you look up the definition, I mean, that's pretty much what he's doing. So you can't really call him anything else other than he's just not getting paid for it up front. I guess he's going to start like some type of program where they can, start asking for money for these people. But it seems like he's a coyote. But what I really wanted to say is, like, I see all of the politicians on the Democrats and the Republicans, when you ask them about how would you solve the illegal immigration problem, none of them actually talk about what the people are actually seeking refuge for. And I mean, if they're actually economic refugees, then it seems to me like you would have to attack this from an economic standpoint. So I know you got a lot of good insight on this, but to me, it looks like all they're really concerned about is the processing of the people once they get here. Like if somebody comes, they're trying to figure out, okay, well, should we give them a pathway to citizenship? Should we give them housing? Should we give them health benefits? Should we give them everything that an American citizen deserves, free education? But none of them are actually talking about why those people are fleeing. Because, I mean, even if you were to grant amnesty or citizenship to every single one of the dreamers that are here, you still don't solve the reason why they're coming here. So everybody who haven't gotten here yet, I mean, aren't they still going to be on their way? So it just kind of doesn't really make any sense to address this from a processing managerial standpoint when the real problem is what is making them come here. So I personally think you address that through, I mean, I'm going to use a dirty word, but you address that through NAFTA, because a modified version of NAFTA that we already know sends jobs and industry to Mexico could be used, but if we modify it and renegotiate it in more amicable terms, a way that we can use it to benefit Americans as well, when those jobs are sent below the border, Americans will be able to exploit them. Now, I have a plan that would make it possible for every day.
Well, hold on, before you get into your plan, I got to respond to the thing about the economic thing. Okay, A lot of these people aren't necessarily just poor and destitute. They're coming to make more money so they can send it back home. Okay, you had people that came from Congo that wound up at the southern border. Now, how you go from Congo to North America? Like, if you're just a poor villager, how did you get 20 people to come from Congo to North America? When they came to North America, they first they came through South America. They went to Ecuador. So they got on the plane, obviously. They went to Ecuador. Then they were able to travel up, probably on a different plane, from Ecuador to Mexico, and then to the border. Right. They get picked up to go to San Antonio, and then they say, oh, we want to go to Portland, Maine. Okay, so you want to go from Congo to Ecuador to Mexico to Texas to Maine. Why Maine? Because it's a sanctuary state. They're giving them free stuff. And they got money on top of that. One person who was at one of these centers in Portland, Maine, saw somebody in that group with a wad of cash, counting it, peeling it off, and then they put it away when they saw him. So I think it's more about them just trying to get more money, trying to get rich. It's like, okay, if I'm working a regular job, I can take care of myself. I'm not poor. I'm not on the street. I'm not butt naked or homeless. But if I go over here, hey, they got free money. You can make more. The transfer, the exchange rate is much greater when you send it back to your country of origin. Right. You good. Right. And hold on. One more thing I got to say. You're right. The famous picture of Trump on the cover of Time magazine with the little girl crying, the little Hispanic girl. Yeah, that girl came from a 2-parent household. The dad had a good job. The mom kidnapped the girl because she wanted to see a better life. She wanted to live her best life. It wasn't even about, oh, we're just poor, we can't do anything. Nah, they had a good life, and I think it was in Honduras. You know, he had a job, worked at a port. They were taken care of. If you look at these people, they look very well fed. They don't look like they're coming from a third world destitute place. They're coming to make more money. But go ahead.
No, I agree. And that's why I just think we should just stop with all the theater on both sides, because the Republicans, while I do believe that they have a better strategy as far as what it is that they're trying to do, which is, in a nutshell, try to expedite the whole process of figuring out if these people are actually families or if they're being sex trafficked or whatever. But Cory Booker apparently wants that to be down to like a 48-hour process. And I think that since there's like at least 1 million kids that are exploited by the commercial sex trafficking ring industry, I think that we should take a little bit more time. And as long as the people are safe, we could pretty much keep these kids in like a child protective service type of atmosphere. But I think, like what you touched on a little bit earlier, when you talk about those exchange rates, that's really where Americans could really make money under NAFTA. But where we dropped the ball the last time when NAFTA was enacted, originally, they didn't make any adjustments in academia where they taught students how to, and prepared them with trades or entrepreneurship, leadership skills specific to the industries that would open up those opportunities that could exploit those exchange rates, that could exploit those low wage worker wages abroad. See, those jobs were intended to be lost because the corporations, of course, had to go over there to really benefit. So knowing that, the people that enacted it, they didn't teach everybody else and prepare everybody and really emphasize those industries. And I think the way that everybody could really benefit is by just applying the IPO model and stop trying to take over Amazon instead of just getting together. You already have the workforce. You have millions of employees that have the same interests, that have the same problems. If you feel like you're underpaid, then just come together. You already have the workforce. You have everybody who can actually replicate that business already. And everybody just comes to the pot. I mean, most of the time, shares of a new startup are pretty fairly priced, like 20, 30, 40 bucks at the most for any one of your companies that ended up being a Fortune 500 company. So I think people should just look a little bit more introspectively into what their own resources are that they actually have collectively. Because when you try to set up a union in someone else's company, that essentially is going to be met it should be expected to be met with like great resistance because that's already somebody else's operation. So I think it's a easier path for people to just create their own business. And if you can create a union, you already prove that you have everybody that you need to actually run and replicate this exact operation. But what would you do? I want to ask you, because you seem like you really know a lot about these issues. What would you do to actually try to solve the illegal immigration, the flow of illegal immigration coming across the border?
Well, I do a few things. I got quite a few ideas, but the first two I can think of right now would be, number one, build the wall. That's the main thing, because a lot of them are coming. If you're talking about the border, I ain't talking about those that, don't come through the border. I'm talking about the border traffic, build the wall up, number one. And number two, take away the incentives. I would make it a federal crime to have a sanctuary state or city, because it's illegal to come into the country if you are not a citizen, if you don't have the proper paperwork, if you're not on the visa, if you don't have permission to be here, it's not legal to be here. So that shouldn't be legal anywhere you go. It's just like, it's illegal to kill somebody. You can't just say, oh, I'm in California, I can kill anybody I want to. That's not how it goes. That's illegal everywhere. It should be the same thing for that. So that'd be. Also, I would not. It wouldn't be legal to extend welfare benefits to these people that are coming across illegally, because a lot of them, they're getting food stamps, WIC, EBT, TANF, all that stuff, while being illegal aliens. So all of that would be illegal as well.
Well, I wouldn't have a problem with them getting that if we didn't have any homelessness. If we had already taken care of our domestic homelessness rate, which is like pretty much just, it's grotesque at this point. If we would have stop stepping over those people and our homeless veterans and just our homeless citizens, our homeless juveniles, all the people who are homeless women, homeless trans people, homeless, whoever you want to name. But we have like a 40% homelessness rate or something crazy in California. I don't want to start quoting stats right now that I don't have in front of me, but I know it's really crazy when you see people, living on the side of the road, and we're giving housing to other people before we give our domestic homeless problem. They should all get first right of refusal.
That's right.
To these, even the jobs that people say you can't get or nobody or Americans want. I think if homeless people were actually allowed to work without having a legal address, if they could just register somewhere as a homeless person and then would be able to have the right to actually acquire working papers and live a normal life, then give them all those benefits. And if there's some money left over, then hell, whoever else needs to give it to them if we got money left over. But I just I'm not feeling how we just stepping over our own homeless people. And I mean, anybody that's ever been arrested, I've been in cuffs before. I never got locked up for real. But anybody that was in that situation ever, I mean, your kids don't come with you. So I think we should just stop using the term immigration when we talk about illegal aliens, because you kind of feed into it semantically and you kind of help them brand it. I hear you say illegal alien, but if people want to change the term to something that's a little bit more palatable, maybe because
that's really the appropriate term, illegal alien, because
that is
immigrant, like you were saying, that kind of feeds into it. They're talking about undocumented immigrant. They're not an immigrant, because immigrants, you're talking about those that are here legally, that came through the proper process. If you're an illegal alien, I don't know who you are, where you came from. You're an illegal alien. That should be what it is. And if you are an illegal alien, it's a crime. Like you said, people that get locked up here, ain't no taking your kids with you. You ain't taking your wife with you. You're going to be in there with a bunch of other men that don't have their families with them either. And that should be the way it is here. If you get, even if you're a suspect of a crime, you get caught drunk driving, okay, you might not get actually, sentenced or anything like that, but you're going to jail. Or you going to jail, and then if you're able to bond out, great. But if not, you're going to be sitting in jail till your trial, and you're going to go get sentenced after that. That's how it works. But people just don't seem to understand that. They're so caught up in their emotion. But I got to get to a few more calls, man. So you can wrap it up in like 10 seconds.
Okay. Well, real quick, I think people do understand, but I think, we just have this party tribal mentality, and people are so invested into assimilated with their party, their chosen party. They really don't have any other alternatives. So they know that they're Democrat, they're going to vote Democrat, no matter if it's against their interests or not. I think most people aren't even really educated on the issues. They just are going with, like you said, with the emotion. But the main thing, we should really focus on using NAFTA, but this time try to make sure we create those industries that can exploit them via the internet. And so people here can be bosses. Everybody in America is getting into this socialist thing. We should be trying to focus on trades like coding and stuff like that, that we can actually exploit those low rates abroad. Thanks a lot, man, for your time, and I'm going to continue watching the show, man. Good show.
All right, thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, bro.
All right, shout out to the caller. Most certainly appreciate him. And thank you to everybody that's called so far. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Let me get to my next call. Unknown caller on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hi, my name's Elizabeth. I'm calling from New Jersey, and I want to say first, great show.
Okay, but do me a favor. Turn your speakers on in the background for me, please.
Pardon me?
Turn speakers on in the background for me. Okay, turn your speakers. Okay, hold on. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, I need you to turn the background audio off and talk to me on the phone only because it's causing interference.
Is that better?
Okay, better.
Okay, great.
All righty, so what's going on?
Okay, I just want to encourage people. There's so many things. We need to stand up as Americans and start saying things as they truly are. These people are invading us. They are illegally invading us. The country, a lot of them have actual possessions in the country that they're coming from. They're not poor. There are YouTube videos that put out what is going on at our border. Also, I want to say about Mr. Cory Booker. He has broken U.S. Code 81324. I would read it, but I don't have it written down. What he did, he went across into Mexico and brought these women back. They had already been deported. What he has done is also put himself in the position of being a judge, and that is something very serious. I encourage everyone to start making phone calls to the White House, to the Justice Department, to the FBI, also to Border Patrol, and also Homeland Security. Mr. Booker has got to be made an example of. He's done this. His background is extensive. It's a trick. For these women, he's talking about them being victims of domestic violence. Well, let me say this. In New Jersey, we have a lot of domestic violence he could be addressing. And also in the United States, we have that problem. We do not need to go and bring illegal people back into this country after they've been deported under that guise. Also, the attorneys that are going into Mexico from the United States and actually taking these cases on, they're creating a file. And for all the purposes, I'm not sure, but I'm sure they're collecting a database of voters. But people, we need to wake up. We need to be aware. We need to start talking and saying things and not being meek. That time for being quiet is gone.
I absolutely agree. Very well said. I thank you for the call. I definitely appreciate it.
Thank you so much. And I want to just say, Anthony, thank you for letting me say what I've just said. Hopefully people will take a stand.
Absolutely.
And I just thank you. And I really enjoy your show.
Well, thank you for your call. Thank you for your support as well. Definitely appreciate you.
I will continue. Thank you. Have a good night, everybody, and happy 4th of July.
All right. Same to you. All right. Great call. And shout out to everybody that is in the room. If you're just now coming in, please give the video a thumbs up, like it. Likes are free. Sharing it is free. And if you're not subscribed already, I don't know what's going on. You should subscribe. It should be a button right up underneath me. If the button is red and it says subscribe, click that button and make it turn gray. And also click the little bell right beside it so you get notified whenever I go live or post a new video. It may work, it may not work. Just try it out. Give it a go. See what happens. But let me get to my next call here. Okay. 802, you're on the line. I'm speaking to you. 802. All right, 802. I don't know what's going on. You got some speakers. You got wind. You got speakerphone. You got to tighten up. I don't know what's going on, but we got to get to the next call. All righty. All right, 323 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
ABL. This is LeJean again, calling from LA.
All righty. What's going on?
Hey, not much, bro. I'm just tripping on these clowns and clown world and all the things that they're trying to pass off to the American people. And yeah, I know you heard that these clowns are literally down in Mexico campaigning for a president of the United States.
That is
literally
absolutely crazy. Yeah, they're in Mexico, in like not on the border, not in El Paso, not in Arizona somewhere. No, they're in Mexico. Campaigning. Right.
What the hell is you campaigning in Mexico going to do to help the American people that you're supposed to be representing? These clowns just really think that I mean, I was talking to X True. I know you probably know him. I was talking to him the other day about how America really got red pilled last week when they saw for their eyes. They ain't got to hear Trump say it. You got to hear from their own mouths when they say we want to take money out of your pocket and give it to people who aren't even a citizen of your country. Oh yeah, by the way, we also want to give them. Oh my God, I don't know where to start, Bill. I just heard of a story. I think in Portland of a mother. I know you stay up on this stuff. Of a working mother, who the city told we can give you a tent to sleep on the street, but we gonna house these illegal immigrants that we got in the city though. But you're an American citizen. We're gonna put you and your child in a tent. But these illegals that are coming into our city, we're gonna put them in a facility.
It's crazy. I mean, that I didn't even see that one, but that's wild. And I'm not even surprised.
That.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, because I watched.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Tim. Because I watch you, Tim Pool, Tim Cass. He be saying a lot of stuff, and that was something he just brought up about how literally, but naturally, he said the mother, probably has friends, but the fact that the city would even tell her as an American citizen, we got a tent for you, but we're gonna house these illegals and give them food, and if we go, we really want give them free Medicare, something we're gonna charge you for.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So you're going to be homeless, and you're going to pay for this person to take the spot you should have.
Yeah, exactly. Gavin Newsom. Oh my God. On 4th of July, I'm so glad. I'm so proud of my Californians. He tried to come with some of that liberal bullshit spiel about this.
Careful. I can't cuss on the show.
Oh, I'm sorry. Probably break it up. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was saying Gavin Newsom. He tried to do a 4th of July tweet, thinking that we forgot the stupid stuff he's done recently, like banning the death penalty when people have voted for these things, and you as governor saying, I'm not going to honor what the people voted on. I'm just going to do what I want because my auntie is Nancy Pelosi. No, it don't work like that. If you get voted into office, you do what the people want, or you're going to be out of office. And all this, he's just a piece of crap. Yeah, it disgusts me because I'm a natural-born, native of California, and how my state has literally turned into a shithole because these Democrats.
You got to be careful, boss.
Oh, well, words? Okay, I forgot. I can't get down like that. But, that California is literally turning into a wasteland because of what they're doing out here. And they try to brag about how, California, we're like the 7th biggest economy in the entire world. Yeah, but guess what, you liberals? Before you took over, we were the 5th biggest economy. So stop trying to tell people that we in California, because when you see these politicians like Gavin Newsom, Kamala Harris on her knees, oh yeah, I'm glad Willie Brown came out and said my mistress has no chance of becoming president because she's an airhead like the rest of these candidates. These people think they don't represent us at all, but people around America think that this is how everybody in California thinks, and it's not. We see it, but unfortunately, we're underneath these people's thumb because California is one of the few states that has no Republican strongholds except for Orange County. Basically, California is all Democratic run, and you can tell by how crappy the state looks.
Right.
And they're trying to pass this great vision of diversity and crapping in the streets and everything to everyone like to you and where you're at and everywhere else across America, and they don't realize that people do not want this. They just want a good paycheck, low taxes, and to be able to go watch Spider-Man on Friday night. They don't want to be housing people who aren't even citizens. They don't want to be. I don't even know where to start, ABL, because
I hear you.
It's crazy
because I've been saying that before. I was like, California is turning into a bad place, but you got a lot of great people there. The issue is leadership. People that are in charge, that are running the show, they're running it into the ground. Regular, everyday people, they don't want the needles in the street, the feces on the ground, the homeless problem. They don't want that. Right.
But if they say anything about it, oh, you're homophobe because you don't like the lifestyle here, or oh, you're xenophobe because you don't want other people from other nationalities here. No, that's not what we're saying. Just like Trump keeps saying, and he has to say it real slow for these ignorant clown world people. Look, you can come to America, but do it legally, and we got no problem with you being here. But when you try to sneak over and take benefits from people who are deserving citizens, veterans even, and think that America is going to fly with this, and these Democrats who think that, okay, well, everyone hates Trump so much, we can just say, hey, we're going to make you pay for illegal immigration. If they really thought people were going to go for that. My jaw's still on the ground after I heard that last Thursday. And of course, all the liberal pundits and everything are coming out saying, you Democrats are really screwing up. We're going to give you a heads up. If you guys keep pushing this far left stuff, you're not going to get a cent of the White House.
That's right. I think that maybe deep down they may know that, but they can't do anything to actually go the other direction. If they try to abandon that far left stuff right now, they're going to lose a lot of the base that they've been building over the past few years. See, they started down the road that was a wrong road to go down, that they have no choice but to continue to go down. If they reverse course, they may as well change parties. So they're doomed for the foreseeable future on a national level. Local level, they can get some stuff done, maybe, unfortunately. But nationally, it's not really going to happen, which is going to impact them locally as well.
And one more thing before I let you go. This kind of off of politics, but it's something that kind of touched me. And I want to help spread this word about one of these evil corporations that we got out here in California, which is a worldwide brand, the Disney Corporation. I don't know if you've gotten wind of what they did recently, which has gotten a lot of people offended. There was a father whose son had some sort of rare form of cancer, which it was just hard for his son to even breathe. His son was a huge Spider-Man fan. And his son, before he died, was like, can I have Spider-Man put on my tombstone? Because he knew he was going to die. He was like, can I have Spider-Man put on my tombstone? So the father, trying to be, do it the right way and go to the proper channels, went to Disney and asked, is it all right if I use Spider-Man to put up, my son's about to die real soon, can I put him on my tombstone? And Disney had the nerve to say, no, we want to honor the great Walt Disney's vision and don't want to mar our characters with visions of deathness. But yet, last year, you put a movie out called Infinity War where not only did you kill Spider-Man, you killed damn near every superhero in the damn existence.
Right.
But you wouldn't let this one little boy have this tombstone. I just want to put that out there so everybody can just think how evil Disney really is. And they're part of this conglomerate that's ruining our country, too. Hey, bro, love talking to you, man. Please keep the good work up, bro.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right.
All right, great call. And that's terrible about Disney. It's like, come on, why? Why deny that? Stuff like that. What are you really going to do with that? You're talking about a dying boy. Anybody trying to make money on it? You're just trying to let the dying boy get a decent send off, I suppose. That's crazy, but you got some cutthroat businesses out there. Shout out to Get a Job. Hey, you have the great Justin Lee Peterson compilations. You do a fantastic job over there. Keep up the good work, man. Get a job in the comments, in the chat. I'm not saying that somebody get a job. That's their actual username. So shout out to you, man. Great job with the JLP compilations. But I got a few more calls on the queue here. I'm going to try to get to everybody as soon as I can. And if you are just now coming into the video, to the stream, please give it a like, thumbs up. The likes are free. Sharing it is free. And subscribing is also free. I'd appreciate it if you did all the above. And I thank you in advance. But let me get to my next call. 828, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hi, this is Janie from North Carolina.
All right, what's going on?
Well, I got a few things I wrote down this time. Last time I wasn't prepared. I got on really fast and I didn't have it wrote down. But I was watching the Democratic debate, the first one that they had, and I noticed one of the first questions that that was asked was, how many of you all would agree that you would be willing to give insurance to the illegal immigrants?
Mm-hmm.
All of them raised their hand. And I'm thinking, now, how can this be? Why, and I'm thinking, y'all are trying to win something? Because that turned me off. There's nobody up there that even, well, I'm not a Democrat. And I thought about it, I'm a disabled American, and I have to wait for 2 years. Even though I work 45 years nonstop, I still have to wait 2 years before I get any kind of Medicare insurance, or I had to pay $579 a month for some insurance.
Wow.
So, yeah. So, right now I am not insured. So I can't see how, why. Why would America give these people that should not even be here medical insurance? That's the first thing that really bothered me. Then when I know everybody saw AOC when she was talking about people drinking out of the toilets, and I'm thinking, first of all, that doesn't even make sense, And then when they showed the pictures of what you were talking about earlier, it's almost like she fabricated it. And she would talk about how people came with just the clothes on their back. And I'm thinking, you know what? This is not a hotel down there. It's not where you just come and you get all these things. I think they should just shut the border down for immigration until they get caught up with the people that they have. Once they get them processed, then boom, you can let so many more in. But don't, it is hard for the American taxpayers are the one who is footing all this bill.
That's right.
For them being there.
That's right.
So I think that should be something that we as Americans vote on, not just these politicians who make $174,000 a year, but have banked $30 million in their bank account.
Right.
Then the next thing, now I don't know if this is true, but you might be able to clarify it. I saw where Kamala Harris, that she is half Jamaican and half Indian.
Well, yeah, that's true, but it's like it's a little bit more okay. Now her mom comes from the Indian subcontinent, and whatever ethnicity that is, that's what she is, 100%. Now her father, on the other hand, comes from Jamaica, but that's not really a ethnicity. Like his race is basically mixed. I think his dad might have been kind of mixed, black and white. His mom might have kind of been the same. It's kind of like Mariah Carey almost, where she is kind of biracial, but she might have had like two very light-skinned parents. It's kind of weird, but basically he's mixed, black and white. So,
okay,
if anything, I think her father might be like 25% black at the most. So, if anything, Kamala Harris might be like 12% black, and then the rest is white, and then whatever from the Indian subcontinent. So basically Indian and white.
Okay, then in the same article that I was reading, it says that her family actually was slave owners.
That is
in
correct.
The day.
That is correct.
but that she's all for the reparations for the ancestors of slavery. And I'm thinking, don't think that'll ever work. I don't know where they thought that was going to be a good selling point, but it's just never going to work.
Nah, it don't make no sense. And then the thing about it is, if you're talking about reparations, then she's got to pay up because her family owned slaves. So it's a silly thing to even talk about, considering her past.
And then when I heard them on stage, the ones that tried to speak Spanish, they just sounded stupid. I'm from a little small country town in North Carolina, and I know I have, a real country accent. But that'd be like me trying to speak Spanish to people, and I'm thinking, why? They shouldn't be allowed to vote unless they're Americans. And if you're an American, you should be speaking English.
That's right.
So you can communicate back and forth. The other thing I was going to say is that I did listen to the president, his 4th of July speech, which I thought was really good and very patriotic. Every Democrat they talked to, it was all, it's going to be about him and him and him and him. It wasn't nothing like they thought it was going to be, so then they looked stupid the next day. But I thought it was really good. But I did see where somebody had threatened the president's life with a high-powered rifle, that they had posted it on that 4chan board. And I did notice that he was behind bulletproof glass. I did notice that. But I thought it was a really good, and I can't understand why everybody was so against this. It's a patriotic time. We were founded, the whole country, as one nation under God. And I couldn't understand why they just bash our president. And the only other thing was that I was going to say that I saw where Robert Mueller will be testifying before the House on July 12th.
That's right.
And I cannot wait for the Republicans to have their 5 minutes worth of questions.
Oh yeah, that's going to be great. That's definitely going to be great.
It really is. But I love your show, and you got some really good callers, and I think it's wonderful what you do. Because at least you give us a voice, a place to be heard.
Hey,
so I appreciate that, and I appreciate your show. So thanks so much for listening. You have a great night.
I thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, great call. Yeah, that's what it's all about. I'm here for y'all. I'm here to give you guys a voice, and I'm glad you're able to recognize that and appreciate that. And let me get to the super chats real quick before we get to the next call. Thank you to Jonestown Autopsy. He says, turn in an alien, get paid, Senate bill coming 2020. Hey, if that's a real bill where you can do like a 528 cash type thing, man, you be seeing whole businesses getting raided. It'd be crazy if you can report people that are illegal and get paid. And also from Jonestown Autopsy, he says, welcome to California. Here's your tent. Is that a small violin? That's hilarious. But thank you for the donation. Definitely appreciate it. Thank you to Chung Ostrander, who says, you have the best ideas, ABL. I appreciate it. Jonestown Autopsy also says, shout out to Betsy Ross. Big up, Betsy Ross. Sedated by Life says, Dems clowning with the donkey wearing clown shoes, man. That will fly off the shelf. Hey, man. Hey, might have to go in the shop, man. Thank you for that. And I think I'm good on my super chat. So let me get back to the calls. And you guys know, if you don't know, the number to call is 434-658-1220. And I'll try to get to everybody as soon as I can. Y'all just hang tight. 843 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
I'm on?
Yes. Who am I speaking to?
Oh, my bad, man. I must have been a little behind on the live stream, ABL. I had to go ahead and call in, brother. And I want to say Cory Booker is the prime example of why we need to put that wall up on the border. That's ridiculous. That's nonsense. And he knew he was wrong. If he wasn't wrong, he wouldn't have brought a lawyer with him. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I think it's disgusting that they're showing the Mexican people and the Spanish people more love than they showing the American citizens. I mean, in my opinion, I would have threw Bernie Sanders out I know we ain't talking about Bernie Sanders today, but I would have threw him out in the debate where he said he gonna raise the taxes on the middle class, but they seem like they don't want to talk about that. And another thing is why they don't shut the border down. The last caller was right. They need to shut it down. I trust Trump. I love Trump and everything like that. But at this point, it's starting to get a little ridiculous. We got all these people flooding our country. They got the nerve to come over here and talking. And when AOC said they was drinking out the toilet, do you know what I said, ABL? I said, to me, it don't matter either way. Because you coming over here into my country, you doing that to yourself. If it's so bad over here, then stay in Mexico or stay in Guatemala or stay in Congo, Nigeria, wherever they coming from. I'm just getting tired of it. And on another note, that Independence Day parade, it was so beautiful. I really love what Trump is doing. It was so nice to see America being America. Everybody should be appreciative that we have a president that loves this country. ABL, answer this for me. In your lifetime, have you ever seen a president that loved the country as much as this man?
I've not, no.
I really, it's made me feel more patriotic having him in the office. He really has turned my whole opinion around about politics and has actually given me a hope. And I'm wondering, do you think that after Trump gets out of the office, somebody will be able to carry this torch?
I think so. Because the main thing is that you got a renewed sense of patriotism in the whole country. Everybody has this sense. It's kind of been revitalized, and I think that it'll carry on. It's become cool. It's become fashionable to be an American, to be patriotic. I mean, I think it always was, really, because everybody and their mama trying to come here all over the world. But I think that's even more so lately. So I think that same torch should be carried throughout.
Okay, I just, my only thing is I just feel like nobody can stand their ground the way that Donald Trump stands his ground. I feel like I've never seen such a strong leader, period. I feel like, honestly, in my lifetime at 22 years old, he is the most powerful person that I've ever seen hold a position of power and be able to keep their composure and be able to do the right thing. But I do feel like at this point the border needs to be shut down because it seems like Mexico isn't doing what they said they were going to do. As far as I've seen, they got people like Cory Booker. I mean, I think Cory Booker should be charged or kicked out of the election or whatever. I mean, that to me seems like mingling in the election, if anything.
Oh, definitely. I mean, talk about the right, colluding with Vladimir Putin, all this, that, and the third. But the things that they actually put out there on their campaign, the things they do on TV are much worse than what they accuse Trump of doing with no evidence.
Right. And Biden on the last note before I get on out of here, Biden looked like he about to pass out at any moment.
He does. It's like, man, come on. You got this old man out here. You know this man can't stand up for too long. You get him out here at night. It's like, look, and we just now getting started. We're not even in the campaign, really. We're not doing back-to-back visits and big talks and town hall meetings. Like, imagine when he goes on CNN for a 2-hour town hall and it's just him answering questions. She ain't going to be able to make it.
If Hillary Clinton was passing out, you know what I'm saying? I can only imagine what's going to happen to Biden. He reminded me of my grandma. My grandma be having to write stuff down on sticky notes all over the house to remember what she got to do for the day. But listen, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, ABL, man. I appreciate you taking my call so I could speak my nonsense, man. But have a good night, bro.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right.
Hey, shout out to the caller. Hey, he's right about Joe, man. Joe, it's like, okay, man, it was a good run, but it's time to go ahead and sit down, man. What are you doing? You're going to be weakening at Bernie's. You're going to be like a pinata getting slung around by Secret Service agents during your campaign, man. That's not the way they run it, man. Like, you on stage, they want to hear energetic. They ain't trying to hear you just, they don't want to see you just try to gesture and remember stuff. That ain't. At this point in your life, you should just be in Delaware somewhere chilling, hanging out, doing something low key, but not trying to become the president. It requires too much energy. You don't have that anymore. You've been trying to run for president since the 80s, like almost my whole life. I think he ran first in 1988. So he must have been campaigning, in 86, 87? I was born in 84. You've been campaigning for my whole life, and I'll be 35 this year. Stop it already. It's enough. like this right now has got to be the last hurrah. In 2024, he'll be into his 80s. You know, he's 76 right now. He'll be 77 in November. So 2020, he'll be 78. 2024, he'll be 82. So this has got to be it. John McCain passed away at 81, and he stayed too long in office. He was like on his deathbed too. I don't think Joe Biden is there yet, but I think his mind is slowly leaving him, and you're not going to be able to run the country like that. But let me get to my next call. All righty. Let's get to... All right, call you on the line, 917. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL. This is Tracy in Philadelphia.
All righty. What's going on?
Can you hear me well? I have a new thingy on the headset.
I hear you well. It's a little bit noisy in the background, but I hear you well.
Oh, really? Oh, it's fan. Sorry. So I had one main topic I wanted to bring up, but 3 stories that relate to it. I'll tell you really quickly. It's about respect for first responders and law enforcement. Did you hear that neither Andrew Cuomo nor de Blasio attended the funeral of that he was a police detective who just recently died from his cancer from 9/11?
Oh, really? It didn't go?
No, neither one of them. Yeah, de Blasio went to the wake on Tuesday. The funeral was on Wednesday. But de Blasio didn't go to the funeral. Cuomo went to neither.
Wow. Now, my question is this: what were they doing that was so important that they couldn't go? Like what? Like I mean, Bill de Blasio, his campaign is pretty much done, and Cuomo is not trying to become the president. So, what were they doing that was so important that they couldn't go to the funeral? I don't understand.
I know, it's disgusting. I was in New York during 9/11. I mean, that is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And these guys are the leaders of the city, and it's just disgusting. It makes my blood boil. But I think de Blasio was on the campaign trail. Cuomo, get this. Here's what Cuomo was doing. That was his girlfriend's birthday.
Oh no! Wow, really?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Cuomo.
Yeah, really.
Like, look, Cuomo. How old is Cuomo? You got to be in his, 50s, 60s? You too old to be trying to be like, oh, my girlfriend's birthday, I can't go. Man, please, she'll be all right.
Oh, God, this is disgusting. I mean, seriously. I forgot where I saw the story. Oh, it was on WOR, which is a New York radio station. They had the story. But, it's very close to New Yorkers' hearts. I mean, that was just, did you see the picture of that guy?
Of the officer that passed away?
Yeah, Luis Alvarez.
Yeah, I saw him. I saw him when he was on Capitol Hill. Yeah, he was only in his 50s. He looked bad, and it was really, really unfortunate.
Oh, so sad. And then the second thing is Starbucks in Tempe, Arizona. Some stupid kid that works at Starbucks asked a police officer to leave the Starbucks because one of their customers felt threatened by him. And this was actually on. It was on the 4th of July when that happened.
Wow, unreal.
So that's messed up. I'm anxious to see how Starbucks reacts to that.
I mean, Starbucks, they're not getting a whole lot of good press. I mean,
nope.
At first, it was a whole thing about, you kick people out because they're black or whatever. And now you become a public toilet. So I'm sure you can see all kind of stuff in there. People shooting needles or whatever, sleeping in there, living in there. Who knows what's going on in the bathrooms? And then here comes a guy wanting to give you some business, a police officer, or you got to leave. Excuse me? Crazy.
That makes no sense. I mean, we're losing our mind. And then the last story, what I was going to tell you, was there was an op-ed in the New York Times written by some professor at University College of London or something. I don't know. I guess that's in England. I'm not sure. But why would a Brit be writing about our situation? But she called for, this assistant professor wrote an op-ed in the New York Times and called for the public shaming of Border Patrol agents.
The public shaming? I mean,
yeah.
Is it kind of like the whole Game of Thrones thing? Shame. Is that what we're talking about? Like, these people are just ridiculous. I mean,
I know, it's sick.
It's crazy. Like, we have laws in this country, and you have to follow them. Nobody says, hey, if you get pulled over for drinking and driving, shame the police officer. No, they say, okay, you got pulled over, you were drinking and driving, that's illegal. To jail you go. You go through the trial process. You get found guilty, innocent, whatever. And nobody talking about shaming them. It's just become popular to say a thing like that, and that's it. It does not come from a place of any kind of logic. It's all about just what's popular to say right now.
Yep. And I've heard stories that Border Patrol agents are being threatened. Their families are being threatened. Like, some of them won't even appear on camera. I guess this one particular guy, he didn't even want to appear on camera or have his voice disguised or something, because I'm sure he had people in his community were just out to get him. They were threatening him and his family. And that's sick. It's really disgusting. Especially when you see that video that Border Patrol put out showing the conditions that are actually, the real conditions.
Yeah, I saw that. That was a good video.
Yeah, that broke my heart, because those men are working so hard, men and women are working so hard, doing the very best they can with the limited resources they have, and they're being vilified.
They're being attacked by the media and also the politicians who want them to be disbanded, and then that makes the regular everyday people who don't know anything listen to them and then take their side and want to attack them.
Yeah, and they're just doing their job.
That's right.
And they go to work every day. It's a dangerous job. They're not paid a lot. Their wives and spouses are like, we don't even know sometimes if they're going to come home, because they don't know what kind of situations they're going to run into. It's not an easy job, and they're working their butts off, and like people are just treating them like dogs. And one woman, she's a Border Patrol wife. This was on a video I saw. Will Johnson was down in Texas, and this woman was speaking, and she said that her husband's a Border Patrol agent, and she wears a ball cap that says "Proud Border Patrol Wife" or ICE wife, I forget. And she said this man in the airport said, "Ma'am, you know what?" He said, "I was in Vietnam." He said, "What they are doing to Border Patrol agents is the same thing they did to us when we came home from Vietnam."
Yeah, same thing. Yeah. Yep, spitting on them, baby killer, all this, that, and the third. Yep, same thing.
It's just, it makes my blood boil. But that was it. That's all I wanted to bring up. And also, I love your show. And so that was it.
Well, thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Yeah. Okay, have a good night.
All right, same to you.
Bye-bye.
All right, great call. And that was a great point about Vietnam veterans when they came home. Very, very good point that was made. Great correlation. Absolutely. And really, it's the fault of the politicians in the media that are against them, because regular normies that don't know anything, they buy into it. And they say, oh, you know what? You're right about that. They are bad. They are terrible. They are killers. Even though they're just doing their job and they're doing it very well. These people in these tent cities, whatever you want to call them, are being treated very well, better than a lot of Americans are being treated right now in our streets. But let me get to my next call. 978, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL. This is Steve Baldessari calling with American Patriots Forgotten Country and American Patriots Apparel. How are you?
Everything's great, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Been listening to your show. That's even greater. So let's keep making America great again. All these callers, man, just they're really inspirational, because, it really gives you hope in America when you see so many educated people for a change calling into a show. You don't always see that with your show or anyone's show, really. I mean, it just kind of really gives you hope. So just wanted to say that. And, just check up on you, see how you're doing. Everything good on your end, man?
Everything's good over here, man. I'm just, enjoying the show. The show's going good. Content's going good, man. So everything is good over here.
Yeah, definitely. I wanted to wish everyone a happy July 4th. I call into this show frequently, and I'm usually kind of ticked off at world affairs. I mean, there's always a lot to be upset about, but not this weekend. I just kind of wanted to say what's up and tell everybody to make sure you just get out there and vote red. Don't give these people any votes anymore. They're only trying to destroy this country. I think we all know it. The proof is in the pudding. So let's do something about it. Let's unite. Put our differences aside to save the country, because that's where we're at. And that's kind of all I had for today. If you want to check out American Patriots Apparel as well as ABL's gear, definitely do that. It's AmericanPatriotsApparel.com. So thanks for the time, ABL. Take it easy, man.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right. See ya.
All right. Thank you to my man, Steve Baldessari, for the call. Most certainly appreciate him. And thank you all for joining. If you're just not coming into the stream recently, please hit the like, right there on the video. Like the video, share the video as well. And if you're not subscribed, if you're just watching it unsubscribed, I don't even know what you're going. Subscribe right now. If the subscribe button is red, that means you are not subscribed. You're unsubscribed. What they call it? You're undocumented viewer. How about that? So get legal. Hit the subscribe button. There you go. Corny joke, but whatever. Subscribe if you are not subscribed already. Also share the video, like the video too. And the number to call is 434-658-1220. And if you're looking for the merch, links are in the description box. If you're looking for the flags behind me, there's also a link in the description box. The shirts and hats are on my Teespring store. There should be a carousel of products underneath the video. There's like a bunch of boxes. I think the flag with this, the hat with this flag on it is the first one that's right there. And if you want the flags, check in the description box itself. There's a link for that. That's on my man, bhedesigns.com. These are handmade, wooden, great craftsmanship. And follow him on Instagram as well. I think it's BHE Designs on Instagram. Check him out. The letter B, the letter H, the letter E, Designs. But let me get to my next call here. All right, call you on the line, 416. Who am I speaking to?
It's Cigar Box.
Cigar Box, what's happening?
Man, just freaking out, man. I've been taking a look at some of these dirt bags. One thing I'd like to know is they're screaming they want communism down in the U.S., like Communist Party, all this crap. Why don't they just leave and go to a communist country? Everything will be there for them.
Hey man, that's a great point. I mean, there's plenty of places you could go. I mean, you can go to Cuba right now, maybe if you can get in. I'm not sure how that really works, but hey, try it out.
Yeah, I think it'd be a great idea for them. They don't have to run around and do any crazy crap and bug anybody else. Like, obviously the country's here the way that it is. Maybe the people here want it to stay that way. Why does everybody have to change because these morons want it to?
That's right.
I was also wondering about, did Booker walk across the border like at a regular border crossing, or did he just wander across the border?
Now,
like, I mean, like a. Go ahead.
That's a really good question. I don't know what he did exactly. What he probably did was went across normally and then walked back across. Like, I think in El Paso there might be a footbridge that he went across, if I'm not mistaken. I have to look into that.
Yeah, I was trying to look into it and find out, but because I thought, man, if you cross illegally to bring illegals over, like that's insanity.
Yes.
Like, yeah, I guess you heard about that little girl, right? Mini AOC.
Yeah, they doxed her.
How sick do people have to be? Like, they were saying how, well, this is a terrible terrible thing to do to a little girl, but these are the same people who are sticking up for some kid being a cross-dresser at about the same age and stripping for people and crap like that. Don't they ever see, like, you know, they're vilifying things that they stick up for at the same time?
You know, they use children whenever they feel like it's necessary to do so. They're doing it right now with this whole illegal immigration situation. You know, they're saying, okay, if you got a kid with you coming into the country, coming into the interior because we don't want to break up families. Meanwhile, you're incentivizing them to kidnap children, to exploit them, traffic them, sell them. I think they're doing DNA tests now. That's why they're holding them and separating them. And like half of the tests come up that the person is not in any way related to the people that they're coming with. The child is like no kin at all to whoever the adults are. So obviously, you know, you got human trafficking happening with children, which is being incentivized by the Democratic Party. And then you had a situation where they brought a bunch of kids to Dianne Feinstein's office and ambushed her about climate change. So they use kids whenever they feel like it's needed. But then when a child is having fun and just doing what little kids do with their parents' blessing, all of a sudden, you're exploiting kids, you're using kids, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's absolutely nuts. I was also wondering if you know, you could get somebody in like Congress, anything, to bring up if everybody wants these refugees and everything come across. Here's how we're going to fund it. On your income tax form, when you fill it out, you check off, I want refugees, I don't want refugees. If you want refugees, then they take about 20% of your amount. You have to pay an extra 20% on your income tax. If you don't, then you don't have to pay. So then you, at the end of totaling all this up, you say, we've got this much money to pay for your refugees, and that'll allow, 30? Tell them put their money where their mouth is.
That's right. I mean, it makes sense to me. And matter of fact, hey, it should be like how it is on your license here in the States. If you want to be an organ donor, if you were to pass away, accident or whatever, that should be right there. And if you want to be an illegal alien, what they call it, houser, that should be right there on your license too. So anytime a child comes unaccompanied, then they could come to your house. You could be a foster illegal alien holder. How about that? And then, hey, put your money, like you said, put your money where your mouth is. Show and prove.
Yeah. I was also thinking, like, if these clowns get in and they toss out amnesty, any reason I shouldn't come down and get amnesty?
Hey, that's what I'm saying. It's like you're gonna just open up the whole world to come to America and become an American. Why not?
Yeah, like why should I go through all the hassle when everybody else gets to wander across? They remind me of those guys that drive you nuts when you're going down the street, and then they drive up behind you on the shoulder, and then all of a sudden try cutting in when everybody's waited.
Right, yeah. Exactly. It's like you're doing the right thing. You're just in traffic as normal. Here comes this lunatic just disobeying all the traffic rules, doing whatever they want to do to get ahead, and then it makes you upset when they actually do get ahead. It's like, okay, I could have done that rather than just waiting like a normal person. I could have just shaved a bunch of minutes off of my track by doing what he did. So it makes you feel like, why follow the law? Why be a law-abiding person when I can just get ahead by taking the shortcut illegally?
Yeah, it's nuts. Anyway, I want to thank you for taking my call, and I also want you to run in 2024 for president after Trump comes out after his second term, okay?
All right, man. I got you.
Talk to you later, man.
All right, thank you for the call,
Bye.
man. Definitely appreciate it. Yeah, that's a good point. It's like, hey, just come on down. He's in Canada. So come on down from Canada, come to the States, and then do it that way. What's the point of going through the legal immigration process? Why do that when I could just come illegally and it's the same thing? Or it's even quicker to come through illegally. What they really want is to have no borders. And if you don't want any borders, how about I have no borders on your crib? Why not that? Why not any borders on the house where you live? How about I take all your doors off? Or matter of fact, no, you got to have doors because you don't want to have, animals come in your crib or whatever that don't know what's going on. So how about this? How about we give everybody access to your home? You can open the door. Let's outlaw locks on doors. Let's outlaw locks on cars. Let's outlaw personal property. You see how you go to communism real quick, but that's a different story. So I'm gonna digress for now. Thank you to super chatters right quick before we get to the next call. I got a few that came in. I need to go ahead and read. Thank you to let me see, Americano, who says, love your channel and your great analysis of the issues. Truth built on facts. I thank you for your donation and your very kind words. Definitely appreciate it. Thank you to Get a Life for the donations. Definitely appreciate it. Thank you to 64 Pink 256, who says, thanks you, ABL. Thank you, ABL, for all your hard work. This, that, and the third. But I digress. Do not forget to check out Fang's Vampire Clan on Apple App Store and/or on Google Play. Thank you for your very kind words and your donation and your advertisement. It's all good. I definitely appreciate you. And thank you to Tim Wilster for your donation. It is most certainly appreciated. Now, I got to get to a few more here. And if you don't know the number to call is 434-658-1220. It's right there in front of me. Let me get to my next call. All right, calling on the line, 617. Who am I speaking to?
Yeah, this is Ivan. Hey, BL, why your guys keep getting it wrong, man? You got to explain how the amnesty process works.
Okay,
You explain to them?
What's going on? Tell me what's happening.
Well, they need to explain them because amnesty is not for anyone that crossed the border yesterday. Amnesty is a process. That's why we have DACA. That's why we have temporary TPS. That's how we have people with guest permits and special permits. So we know who has been here for more than 10 years. Yes, there's a couple of them might slip away. You know, the system won't play the perfect. But this notion that people come yesterday, going to get papers today, it's just not going to happen. So you got to educate them about that. That's not the way it works.
But how do you know that, though?
Because it doesn't work that way, bro.
No, but how do you? But how do you know that? Because before you answer, let me just give you the definition of amnesty. I'm gonna just give you the definition of amnesty. I'm gonna say it, then you can respond. Now I'm on Google and I'm gonna put it on the screen so everybody can see it. You can see I just searched definition of amnesty. It says now 1, an official pardon for people who have been convicted of political offenses. Number 2, grant an official pardon too. Now, what does it say anything in there about, you got to be here for 10 years and you got to show employment proof? What does it say anything about that?
Well, but you like to play tricks, but you can't.
I'm reading the definition.
You're talking about amnesty in definition as a general, as a whole. You Google something that is a definition as a whole. Doesn't apply. You're talking about the United States amnesty won't be the same amnesty somebody in Europe. If you consider amnesty, United States won't be the same amnesty somebody in
How do you know what it will be?
Because we have amnesty before. We have amnesty in this country in 1982.
Before.
1984 when Reagan was president.
But how do you know what it will be today?
Well, we already have experience. Why we
no, sir. You're not answering. How do you know what it will? Because sir, listen. We've had prior things that have happened. That was in the past. That was that. Mm-hmm. But how can you be 100% certain and sure what it will be right now today?
Because we use the same techniques that we used in the past, and we could even do more adjustments than today.
Okay, so you're talking about adjustments.
Let me ask you this.
Hold on, sir. Hold on. You're talking about adjustments. What will the adjustments be?
Well, there's many ways. Look, we got DACA, right? So that means in order to get DACA, children from those who came, children who came as a little for, I don't know whether it's specific, but let me tell you this. You have to register with immigration in order to get DACA. You have to get fingerprinted. You have to pass a criminal background check. So then now you get a special, like a tax ID, so you could go and work. You don't get any Social Security benefits, Medicare benefits, but you could go and work. That would be like your Social Security number, your identification number. So if for temporary protection, they have an ID that say, wait, you came here in X day, they already been registered with immigration. So those people, they are the ones that are going to be considered for immigration reform.
Do you have a source on that?
Happens before.
No, but do you have a source? Okay, all right. Okay. I'm gonna talk. You can just listen. You're muted. You're muted, sir. I'm muting myself too, so I can't hear you, and nobody else can. I'm gonna just talk like I want to on my show. Anyway, you're saying, okay, based upon previous things that happened and based upon how you think certain things will happen, that's what it's going to be. The truth is that you just don't know. I was always talking about my dad. If you don't know the answer to a thing, say, you know what? I don't know. I think this could happen. This is my opinion about what could be the case, but you really don't know what's going to happen. So you can't say that somebody's incorrect about what they're saying. We're all giving opinions about what amnesty could be. Amnesty back in the 1980s is that, nobody knows if it's going to be the same thing, if it'd be slightly different, much different, or whatever. DACA, what's that got to do with it? That's not amnesty. Not quite. It's just temporary. It's deferred action for childhood arrivals. What about those that are here as adults, abuelas and stuff like that? What's going to happen to them?
Let me explain to you what Obama was planning to accomplish. The Republican opposers. Let me explain. You wanna let me explain?
Explain. What are you explaining?
That I'm on the air.
Okay, you're on the air, but what are you explaining?
Okay, so what happened is he wanted to do DACA first.
Hold on. I asked you a question. What are you explaining?
I'm explaining how Obama wanted to do immigration reform.
Okay,
So
but
even amnesty for those who have
that's
been here
nice.
for a
But
while.
how does that apply to right now and what's going to happen today? Obama's not in office anymore.
But so you use the same package that he was going to use, and you implement it today. That's what you do. That's what somebody with a little bit of logic will do. Hey,
Why would they do that?
You use that. You submit it to Congress. Congress vote on it. Some might make adjustments. Some might make changes. And then what do? You pass it to a vote. When he votes, you apply it. So that means people that don't come, you say you got to come forward. You got to be registered. You pay fines. You pay dues. You pay taxes, and then we give you the green card after probably a year, 2-3 years. We give you a temporary one, and then we give you a permanent one after 5 years.
Okay, so
and then you apply for citizenship. That's the word that has been worked, and that's the word that worked before, and they will do it now.
So how do you know that sir, listen to what I'm saying. I heard your explanation, but how do you know for 100% certain that they're going to do that? How do you know that? Do you know that? Do you have a source? Hold on. Say that one more time.
Okay.
Say that one more time.
So we got a model.
No, sir. As I heard that, say it one more time. You said I don't know for sure, right? Is that correct?
I don't know for sure because I don't
thank
work.
you.
I'm not
Thank
in the
you.
Congress.
So when you say, so wait a minute. You just said I don't know, sir. I'm gonna issue. You just said I don't know for sure. So how you gonna come in here, just all chest out, puffing, talking about, oh, you got to explain them why it's wrong. You got to tell them why it's wrong. You got to explain them why it's wrong. No, we're giving the opinions the same as you. You don't know. I don't know. Nobody knows. All we can do is just say this is what I feel like could be the case. So you can't come on here trying to regulate anybody and their opinion if you don't know either. Is that right?
For immigration, I'm confident. I don't know.
You were talking the whole time, and you were on mute the entire time I was talking. That's hilarious.
Because you don't want.
But see, you know what? The thing about it is, on my show, when I'm talking, you don't talk. Even if you are talking, you're still not talking.
You don't like the answer, then you click, you turn it down, and when you like the answer, then you put them.
Nah, the thing about it is, when I gotta talk, I'm going to talk, and you're not going to talk. That's all that it is. I don't care about what you say. Because if I ain't like what you said, I would just never answer your call.
I like that. I like when somebody come and challenge them, they don't respond.
What's the challenge?
When you get challenged, you don't want to go to debate.
What challenge?
That's what happened. Okay, we have a plan already in place. Why we don't?
Okay,
go
all right. So you got to answer the question. I got to move on. So what's the challenge you're trying to offer me here? Where's the challenge? I don't see it.
Because I just told you, you're like, I don't know if the plan is going to work. How do you know the plan is going to work? Look, we already have a plan. In the city.
No. See, you're not even listening. I didn't say that I didn't know if the plan was going to work. I said that I didn't know how the plan would be implemented if they were talking about amnesty. That don't mean that I'll say that it will work or not. It's just a matter of you don't know what's actually going to happen, how they're going to implement the plan, what are they going to do, what steps they'll take. Nobody knows that. It's all about opinion. You have an opinion because you said, well, I don't even really know how it's going to be. You don't know. I don't know. Nobody does.
The reason that you're saying that because you have Kamala Harris saying because she's stupid and saying she could beat Trump, but she's saying a lot of stupid things.
Oh, is she stupid?
Saying a lot of stupid. She could beat Trump. Trump is beatable. Trump is just a marketing tool, no substance.
Hold on. You said Kamala is stupid?
No, she's dumb because she trying to cater into the Latinos when she went to Florida. When she had that debate in Florida.
Was that a no or a yes?
Yeah, she's dumb. She's dumb.
Okay.
I think she's dumb by saying that. I don't think she's stupid as a whole, but she's dumb by saying that. She thinks that being extreme is gonna get them votes. The only person that could be extreme and get votes is Trump. He could shoot somebody in Fifth Avenue and he won't lose any voters. Did he say that or not?
He did say that, yes.
Yeah, but why you keep putting me on and off? I keep listening right now on my computer. You turn me off and you turn me on. Can you turn me on and the whole thing?
That's what I do, man. If you don't like it, that's your problem.
Oh, so now you're trying to, so your audience could hear what I say that Kamala Harris is stupid. That's what you're saying.
I mean, hey.
So that's you playing games. You play.
Look,
put me on. Turn me on.
You know.
Put me on.
Sir,
put me on.
Sir,
but I said
sir.
She's dumb.
You know what I'm gonna do before you call. So if you got a problem with it, you can just hang up the phone.
Want to debate, huh? I would like to meet you, bro. And I wanted to have these cameras because you making this out of living. I wouldn't make any money because you guys like you needs to be challenged.
Oh, for real?
Brandon Tatum, all you that try to make money by being black Republicans, black conservatives,
is that right? Is that right?
Is that right? Yes, because now you see you don't want to turn on so I can speak.
Okay, I mean, just because you can't talk when you want to talk does not mean anything.
No, but I'm telling you why she's dumb. She's trying to cover in the Latinos, and then the other guy's talking in Spanish.
Okay.
They think that being extreme is gonna get them votes. They won't get them any votes.
You said being what?
Being extreme. Trump can be
being
extreme.
Who?
Trump, extreme person.
Extreme.
Too much
extreme.
To the left.
Okay.
Too much to the left. Trump could be crazy and say all the stuff.
All right.
His base won't abandon Trump.
Okay. We're kind of we've been on for a long time, so I gotta get to some more calls.
But I'm trying to explain to you. You keep putting.
Look. We at 11 minutes, so that's long enough. Have a nice day, sir. Ivan always gets hung up on, and he still calls back. So he's a trooper for that. Every time he calls, I hang up on him. Like at the end of the call, it's never like, he needs to practice his X's when he talks. He's saying S swing. I'm like, S swing? What are you talking about? He's saying extreme. Oh, okay, I get it. Your X's and your T's are just not there. You're saying extreme. Your X's and your T's got to be more on point. That's all. But that gets everybody who stuck me through that. I'm sorry if it was painful, but it is what it is. But you know what I like to do is to have people that disagree on sometimes. I just wish that there were more that were not the same as Ivan that would call in. Ivan could call too, but I want more to call in that want to debate and not just screech at the top of their lungs. But thank you to everybody that's called in. Let me get to my next call. All right, caller 971, you on the line.
Hi, how are you?
I'm all right. How about yourself?
I'm good. First of all, I just want to say I love your show. I always watch your show. And, the crazy people he just called, people like that piss me off, actually, to be honest with you. They come to the country illegally and demand everything. We've been waiting, people like me been waiting for 10 years and 15 years, and the country laws actually, it's ridiculous. And the other thing is this, you Republicans, actually, you have to fight, because if these crazy people come to power, America is done. That is the point I would like to make. And the other thing I want to make, why Republicans, they don't go to this Democrat, what they call it, town hall? Why don't you ask them, instead of going to the border and demanding the American people to pay for those people, and go to Chicago and pay for those people who's sleeping in the road? I really don't get it at all.
I mean, it's a good point.
Yeah, and the other point I want to make is one of the Democrat debate I have seen. Those people who sit and clap when those people said they want to pay for illegal immigrants for medical fees, they are clapping. They really don't do they actually understand they have to pay for those medical bills?
Right. I mean, I guess not. Maybe they're not thinking all the way through. They have to understand that, that bill must be paid, and it'll be paid by the American taxpayer, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's true. But to be honest, I don't know. I like your show, but maybe you should, tell people to go to these town halls and ask them this kind of questions. Go to the different part of the country and see how the people is living. For people like us who seen from outside of the country, we actually amazed how you guys just sit and do nothing, or, you don't fight back. Because, like, the example I want to give is when you have children in the house, you don't stop them and go and feed your neighbors. First, you feed your own people, and then if you have extra, you will feed other people.
I mean, that's pretty much common sense to people like myself, but too many of us don't understand that. And you're right. We do need to do more fighting than what we're doing. Go to town halls and become more involved in politics and not just let things happen to us that we don't want to happen. You're making a very good point. I agree.
Yeah, because if you let these people get into office, honestly, you will regret it later, because America will not be America anymore. For people like us who wait for 10 years and 50 years to come to America, because we love America and we like to do it in the right way, not the wrong way. We can do it the way they are doing it, but we don't want to do that, because when we come, we will like to be legal immigrants and do it properly. And the process, to be honest with you, it is very hard, but we don't mind waiting to be Americans. But for people like that, they just come to the country and demand everything. And, this is really crazy, actually.
Right, absolutely.
I just want to say that.
All righty, well, I thank you for the call. Very good call. Definitely appreciate it.
Thank you. And I like your show, and keep it up. Thank you.
Will do. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, shout out to the caller. Great call. And shout out to all the international callers. You guys are great. I appreciate you for calling in from all the way, other parts of the world. I really do appreciate it. Let me get to my next one here. 863 in the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hello?
Yes, who am I speaking to?
Annette King.
Okay, do me a favor. Turn your speakers on in the background for me, please. Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes.
All righty. What's going on?
I wanted to speak to the gentleman that was on earlier, the one you said that comes on and whatever. But I wanted to talk to him about what's really going on, that it's not a 70, 80 migrants coming across the border, 1,000, 2,000 a day and going back home or whatever. This is an invasion. He needs to understand that the implications of it. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely, 100%. You got people coming across the border in the thousands every day.
Yeah, but like a road wide, as far as I can see, and this is daily. This isn't some, like I said, even if we wouldn't even know it, if 5,000, 10,000 a day came and went, the same 10,000. But when you just have people inundating the border, there's consequences to that in the welfare system, the border control, whatever you call it, border, whatever, BCP. Yeah. But anyway, I think you understand what I'm saying. Maybe you can explain to him. Maybe I don't even need to go on the air, but anyway, he needs to be told that this isn't a normal thing, and it's the Democrats that are supporting it. And if you can go there and see that, you can see what they're doing, how they're doing it, whatever, It just sucks to see people that are so, you know what I mean?
I'm with you.
I know you. Yeah, I know. Anyway, so what do you think? I don't know.
Well, people just sometimes they get caught up in their own feelings and emotions, and they don't think logically. And I think Ivan just might be right there. Maybe he thinks what he's thinking is correct, but in reality, once you zoom out from it and get outside of that little echo chamber he's in, he'll realize that what's going on is not right. Anybody that thinks with a brain that's not so clouded with emotion will know that it's not right.
Let me ask you something. Do you have the technology or whatever to like when somebody asks you a question, can you type in on your computer and bring up, like they say, oh, there's no migrant crisis or whatever. Can you slam dunk? Which I wish President Trump would slam dunk, but he doesn't.
You kind of breaking up a little bit. You kind of breaking. I couldn't hear what you said. You kind of breaking up.
Caller,
you there?
like when somebody asks you a question, if you run on the computer, if they dispute what you're saying, or like this gentleman, then you can throw up a picture of these migrants. You know, does this look like your typical? It affects him too. That's another thing.
Yeah, I can do that. Yes, I can.
All right. Yeah, I wish President Trump would do that. 2 or 3 years ago, what he could have said. Don't we know now? God bless him. God bless him.
Absolutely.
Thank God. Yeah, really. We've been lucky.
Absolutely. Well, I thank you for the call. I definitely appreciate you.
Yeah, okay. Well, you know, you carry on. I love you.
All right, thank you. I appreciate you.
All right, thank you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
All right, now take care. Bye. All righty, thank you to the caller. The number to call is 434-658-1220. All right, we got Nippin. What's going on, man?
Oh, if I earned a penny every single time Joe Biden opened his mouth, I would be able to buy that ship I was in 2 days ago and live on it. In fact, no, I would be able to buy 10 ships 10 times bigger than that. Yeah, I would probably be living on my private island by now if I earned a penny every time Joe Biden opened his mouth.
Yeah, Joe Biden is a mess, ain't he?
So yeah, I'm back in my regular setting now.
All right,
so
good
yeah,
to be back.
No more jazz. Yeah, I was in a jazz room the last time I spoke to you.
A jazz room?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was where all the live music was being held.
Oh, I see.
But it was 3 o'clock in the morning, so everyone was asleep.
Right.
Which is perfect for me because I can say whatever I want and no one will care.
That's right. That's right.
So yeah, I have a lot to say. So let's get through the ratings first. Julian Castro, the first night, I forgot to rate him. He was going well until he started speaking in Spanish. I mean, like, speak in English. That's blatant virtue signaling.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that was pretty crazy. It's like, look, you don't have to speak in Spanish because this is going to be simulcast on Telemundo, so it'll be translated right away in Spanish. So you're just trying to show off for no real reason.
And I'm pretty sure a lot of native Spanish speakers would actually dislike the whole debate.
Oh yeah, and because I was seeing on Twitter, people were saying, "Oh, your Spanish is terrible. You sound ridiculous. Don't say that. Just speak English." So yeah, I was seeing that quite a bit.
Yes. So yeah, if he had continued speaking in English, I would have probably put him up as one of the best debaters. But I was going to say, yeah, he deserves at least a 5 or a 6. 0. Maximum 2.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, he's between a 0 and a 2 for me.
Okay.
As for the second debate, Bernie. 0.
Okay. Also 0. It was how you feel about it?
Harris?
How you feel about Bernie when he said that he would he would raise taxes on the middle class to pay for everything he wants to pay for?
I don't know what glue he's been sniffing before the debate. What cocaine he's been sniffing.
That's right.
But no. He's gonna get a 0. It's a 0 from me. Zilch. Yeah. So. And then moving on to Kamala Harris. She'll probably be one of the best ones, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically for calling out Joe Biden on what he did in the past. I applaud her for that. But don't get it twisted. I will not support her for president. This hat It's staying. It's staying on.
Right, and people can't see you right now because my OBS is acting up. But you have on a MAGA hat, and you're over there in London right now. So we appreciate that support.
Oh, what happened to your Skype?
I don't know what's going on. It's my OBS. It won't pick up the desktop for some reason. I don't know what's happening. It's just weird. That's how things are sometimes.
Oh, do you think it'll be fixed soon?
It should, but they can hear you just fine.
Okay. So yeah, so yeah, and now another bunch of virtue signaling pieces of Hollywood has come out. Apparently, blackwashing isn't racist, and whitewashing is.
Yeah, it's a double standard, huh?
Now, do you remember a Disney movie called The Little Mermaid?
Yeah, I've been seeing the whole controversy. I've been seeing the whole thing.
Yeah, you saw it. They decided to cast a black actress. I'm sorry, but no. You can't have a black actress for a historically white character. That is almost equivalent to casting a white person to play Martin Luther King.
Yeah, I was seeing some funny memes. They had a white guy playing Black Panther. I mean, silly stuff like that. Because if
pretty white if you ask me.
Yeah, it's a white. Yeah, it's like I don't want to see Samuel L. Jackson in the blonde wig playing the Viking. I'm sorry, I just don't want to see that. Have Vikings play Vikings.
Me neither.
And I don't want to see. I don't want to see. Hold on. I don't want to see a bunch of white guys with Afro wigs on playing in a slave movie. It don't make no sense. Let's just be a little bit more accurate here.
Yeah, blackwashing is as bad as whitewashing. And now, look, all the previous Disney movies, live actions, all of them in animated who've had white colored skin, had white actresses cast. Same with the actors. Now they want. Do you remember the dad in the same movie? They want. A lot of people are hoping that Idris Elba gets the role. No, I want The Rock, actually.
You said what now?
I want The Rock.
You're on The Rock. What does that mean?
The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
Oh, you want The Rock? Okay. Yeah, that mean now I don't remember how that dad exactly looked. I don't think it looked like Idris Elba, but how did it was like a kind of like a Polynesian type person.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah. My point is, look, Beauty and the Beast. The main character was white, a white actress. Why do they do it any different for the next Disney movie?
It's all about just trying to have this, inclusion and stuff like that. But it's like, look, there's no need to give recycled characters to black actors or actresses. How about create a new character for a particular?
Exactly. Exactly.
Be creative. Don't give me a hand-me-down character. Give me a new character.
Maybe have a black friend who is also a mermaid.
How about a whole new franchise where it's a black character, like it did with Blade and Spawn and stuff like that.
Yeah, they already have a black princess in the Disney franchise. It's called The Princess and the Frog.
There you go.
And if they do a live action version, I will actually fully welcome a black actress for that one.
It makes sense. It just make things make sense. Put it in the proper context. That's all.
Yeah, and now the Democrats, I don't know why they obsess about race so much. Because they say, oh, we're oppressed by the white Republican old males. I'm sorry, but who was it that led the police dogs on you back in the 1970s and 1960s? Eugene Connor. Mm-hmm. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Dixiecrats were a branch of Democrats.
It was all Democrats. They try to come up with little special names. Oh, Dixiecrats. No, the Democrats. Just like what Joe Biden was talking about, senators that were for segregation, James Eastland and people like that. They were Democratic senators throughout their entire careers. The guys that he was talking about.
Val Faubus.
Yeah, all these people were Democrats, but people
and George Wallace, all Democrats.
Yes, correct.
Oh, and Happy Independence Day. Remember salutes? They're offensive now, apparently.
Are they really?
Because there was something on Fox News that did Trump silence critics with the Salute to America event.
Yeah, I think whatever Trump does, people want to see as somehow offensive because it's Trump.
All presidents do this salute. Obama did it when he was in office. George Bush, I'm pretty sure all presidents did it.
Yeah, all the presidents would do it, but because it's Trump, then it's a problem. But if it were somebody else, it wouldn't be a problem. If it was Barack Obama, like you said, that wouldn't be an issue at all.
So yeah, I have so much to go on about.
But we got limited time, man, so I gotta go ahead and cut you short here, man.
Yeah, it was nice catching up with you, ABL.
Well, thank you for the call as always, man. Definitely appreciate it.
I shall see you on Sunday. So wait, today is Sunday.
Yeah, today's Sunday in your time, but it's Saturday over here. So we're talking about Thursday your time,
yeah,
Wednesday my
I shall
time.
see you on Thursday.
There you go. All right, now, thank you for the call as always. Definitely appreciate it.
Yep, I shall see you on Thursday.
All right, now, peace.
Peace.
All righty, great call from my man Nippin. He's normally right here in the bottom left-hand corner, but for some reason, my OBS is not allowing me to capture the desktop. I don't know what's going on. And, the crazy part is that I tested it before the stream started, and it was working. But now, all of a sudden, it doesn't want to work anymore. It's pretty weird. But let me get to my next call. Okay. Okay, hold on one second. Let me see if I can just... All right, call you on the line, 626.
Hey, what's up? I wanted to say that thanks for letting me come on and talk to you and stuff. Am I speaking to you, Anthony?
Yes, you are. Who am I speaking to?
My name is Alina. I'm from Riverside, California.
All right.
And I wanted to say before there was Candace Owens, there was you. You know what I mean? I think that you were one of the first people that black conservatives that came on the scene and had some good points and stuff. I think that before a lot of them, I've been following you for a while. So.
Well, thank you. Yeah. I appreciate that. Candace Owens, everybody else, they're all good people. I think that
they are. They're great.
Yeah, I think we all have a common goal, and I'm glad to see more people coming out and just having some great ideas to bring to the table for sure.
Yeah, but you were like the tip of the spear. You came out before you know what I mean, when everybody else was kind of scared and stuff. You know what I mean? And we're all kind of. I mean, I've never been scared of anything in my life, but I think the first time I started being a little scared was to wear my MAGA hat. There's a lot of violence going on out there.
Yeah, it can be kind of scary out there because people are crazy, and you in California as well. I mean, God bless you.
Yeah, I'm right here in liberal town. I mean, it's just they're taking California down, but hopefully there's a conservative movement going on. It's conservative state California and stuff. So they're on Facebook and stuff. So hopefully that'll work out. We could vote out some of these people, that are taking our country down.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I also wanted to say that with the other caller, some of these people that are going through the legal way to become American, it's really a shame that the Democrats are trying to give these illegals everything for free before they give it to Americans and stuff. And just what a shame it is to the people that have been waiting for a long time to become citizens and stuff. And going through that whole process, it makes you proud to be an American. Some of these people that have become Americans the right way, through the legal way, sometimes they're prouder to be American than some of us born Americans, and it's not right to them.
Yeah, it's not right, and I feel for anybody that's trying to go through the process. I know people right now that are trying to come to America through the legal way. It's taking them a long time, costing them a lot of money. And people that come here through the border illegally are given everything, money, housing, flight, whatever they want. And it's really a shame.
Yeah, and who do these Democrats I mean, these people like that lady was saying, who are all these people that are clapping for these Democrats proposing that we give them free health care, free schooling, free everything, you know? We never got that, but who's gonna have to pay for that? Us taxpayers, you know what I mean?
That's
and
right.
they want to be clapping for that. How's that gonna work? We're barely, thank God, to Trump getting a little bit ahead. Not even getting ahead, just being able to make ends meet. You know what I mean? Barely. You know, because before it's hard. But you know, thank God for our President Trump. He's been making things a little bit better and stuff. You know.
Absolutely.
But now the Democrats just want to take away and annihilate everything good that he's been doing by doing this bullshit. You know.
Careful
sorry,
with your language.
Sorry, yeah. Sorry about that. But you know, it's just it's really upsetting. But you know, they're just gonna mess up our economy and stuff that's barely getting a little better. You know, everybody's got to remember that our taxpayer dollars are going to stay for all that stuff, and these people are going to come over with no process, and they're not going to adapt our values and stuff like the people that do when they go through the process. It makes them proud to be American, and like I said, sometimes they're prouder to be American than we are that are born here, you know, and that really moves me, and I appreciate it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man.
So. Yeah, well, I'll let you go because, you know, a lot of people are taking a long time to say what they got to say, but I'll give other people some time. But thank God for you guys and everybody, all of us that are on the right side of things. And God bless America and God bless Trump.
All right, thank you for the call now. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, great call. Shout out to all the great calls tonight. I really appreciate you guys for calling on in. But let me get to my next call. Okay, 502, you on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, what's up, ABL? It's Nacho.
Nacho, what's happening, boss?
Not a whole lot. Might be a little bit off topic. You know, I've been talking about, you know, things that happen in my life. The anxiety led to depression, led to, you know, a dark place in my life, and I tried taking my own life 2 different times, and I've overcame that. And I was talking about that before the whole story broke out with Minnie AOC. You know, that little girl, she's what, 8, 9, maybe 10 years old. She's a comedian. She should not be facing any type of death threats along with her parents. You know, to me, comedy is supposed to be offensive to a point.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. I mean, because, you know, certain things that are funny, some may not find funny because it kind of applies to them. And that's comedy right there. So if all offensive things can't be joked about anymore, then comedy can't exist.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, look at, for example, you know, Dave Chappelle. He, you know, did a skit. I'm sure you remember, acting like he was part of the KKK, and he was a blind black guy, and all that. It was funny. It was hilarious.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Dave Chappelle, he was a funny person. You know, some people may be offended by some things, but it doesn't matter. What's funny is funny. You know, I know I like joking. I like laughing. That's a big pass on my mind. It's a big hobby of mine. And on my social media, I post memes all the time, and people might get offended. Oh, you're a coon. I hate when you post this. It's like, man, look, it's funny. I laughed when I saw it. If you didn't laugh, hey, man, I'm sorry for you, but I can't do nothing about that, man. I thought it was funny. You know, got to live with it.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't mind, not trying to hijack your show, if you would put me on mute for a second so I can ask you a question, if you're okay with it.
I mean, we got limited time, so I can't really. I mean, is it a quick question?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you like 5 seconds. Go ahead. Go ahead right now. Go ahead. Okay. I mean, I don't got that much time. I ain't trying to be rude, but I don't got that much time. So I think the best thing would be if you could like email me. I get what you're saying. You're trying to get your story. You know, I get it, but I don't have that much time to be on the air quiet.
And I'm not looking for subs, money, anything like that. Just trying to, help out somebody along the way because of the whole situation, and especially what's going on now with an 8-year-old girl getting death threats. It really, really, I know I got to watch my language.
I mean,
me off.
Right.
But I appreciate you taking my call. That's all I had to say. I'll send you an email and go from there. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right. Peace and God bless.
Peace. All right. Shout out to my man Nacho. That was a first time request. It's like, hey man, put me on mute right quick so I can tell you something. I was like, I was kind of caught off guard a little bit, but shout out to my man Nacho for that. Definitely appreciate it. Let me get to my next call. Nico, what's happening, man?
Hello, Anthony. I heard that your Skype is not working. I thought you said your Skype wasn't working.
The Skype is working, so I can hear you. They can hear you, but OBS is not picking up your visual on screen, so people can hear you, but they can't see you. But
now how will people admire my beautiful locks, my beautiful black locks, Anthony? Okay. Anyway, jokes aside, I just want to say this. You've heard, since I live here in California, you've heard about the earthquake, right?
Yeah, I did hear about that.
All right. So I just want to say about the earthquake. Luckily for me, since I live way up north in California, I'm lucky to say that I'm actually not one of those people that's been affected by the earthquake.
Well, I'm glad that everything's good over there. 'Cause I heard the quake was pretty powerful. Like people in Vegas were feeling it because I was watching this basketball game, and they felt it in Vegas. So I heard it was pretty big one.
Wait, hold on. Can you hear me fine?
I hear you well.
Testing.
I hear you well.
Okay. All right. So I just want to say this is that it was mostly Southern California that's affected, but here's something that kind of irks me. Gavin Newsom is actually declaring a presidential emergency, a state of emergency because of the California earthquake. I mean, it's not that the fact that they're declaring a state of emergency, not the fact itself, but it's often how they handle these situations. I mean, how many times has California declared state of emergencies?
I'm not really sure.
Orville, the wildfire, etc.
It's always a state of emergency.
That's what I'm saying. And guess what? The money, they ask for federal government for the money, and it often gets lost.
Oh, I see. So it's kind of a money game they're playing.
And it's the same thing with the homeless crisis, right? Eric Garcetti, the mayor of LA, he's asking for President Trump for federal assistance for the homeless crisis. Well, you know what? Screw you, buddy. You deal with it yourself. You can handle it on a local level, okay? The San Diego mayor, believe it or not, in San Diego, homelessness has dropped 6% in recent times.
Wow.
Yeah, because you know what? Believe it or not, even though San Diego is a bit border town, unlike El Paso, San Diego is actually the complete opposite of El Paso.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. San Diego County is red, while El Paso is blue.
Ah, okay. I see. Yeah, I was seeing that because they're talking about breaking up California, and then San Diego was like in its own thing. Well, LA was in its own thing. So yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, like, screw you. The LA mayor should go screw himself hard, or could go screw himself hard. And I'm saying this. I know I'm going to say this, but I'm going to say it the most because you don't allow us on your show. You don't swear on your show, but trust me, I swear a lot. But I just want to say is that You deal with it on a local level, and I hope you fail dealing with the homeless crisis. And I do hope this recall campaign that's been brought up against you, I hope it goes through. That's my message to the LA mayor out there.
There it is. Hopefully that happens.
Yeah, and yeah, it's kind of crazy with all this talk about California, but can you believe that just 15% of California's geography is causing problems statewide, yet alone problems that are risking spilling across America? Could you believe that?
It's believable, but it's really kind of it kind of blows your mind when you think about it.
I know, but yeah, and I'm just thinking, even if California does have a bit of a fallout, I do believe that for the fallout, I do think most of California as a whole, particularly the rural areas, the smaller areas, will survive. But I do believe that it's going to be San Francisco and LA that's going to suffer.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely. In big cities, a lot of yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's how I see it. But now I'm going to move on to another topic right here. Have you actually heard about Kamala Harris in Iowa?
Not in Iowa. What happened in Iowa?
She tries to put on this quote-unquote white girl voice to pander to the Iowa voters because most of Iowa is, white.
That's hilarious. It's
what
funny.
Is a white,
what's funny is that Barack Obama had to get coached on how to sound more like a quote-unquote black guy, and Kamala Harris has to get coached on how to sound like a more of a white person and also a black person, because she's not either one of those.
What is a white guy voice exactly? Define what that means, Anthony.
I don't even know, because I'm down here in the South, and the reality is the blacks and the whites don't sound that much different. There are some differences, but you still got country accents, and that kind of crosses race. But people, I don't know. Huh?
I'm just saying, I don't even have a stereotypical Spanish accent, but I do have this deep Northern Californian accent. But even I can't. If you want to see me having a white voice, I guess if that's how you see it, I don't know. But it's just something that really throws me off.
You just have your voice, man. When I hear your voice, I just hear you. So I don't even think about nothing else. I think about, it's just your voice.
I know, but it's just I want to give you some insight about the Pander Olympics.
Right.
All right. Oh, and really quick, here's some breaking news here. Have you heard of a billionaire Epstein?
You're breaking up a little bit. You're talking about Epstein, the pedophile guy got locked up?
Yep. Have you just heard about that?
Yeah, I did see that. Yep, he got arrested on trafficking sex trafficking of minors. What did he get arrested on?
But it really made me this quick insight, Anthony. Do you think that these extreme left-wing billionaires are doing so hard? They're trying so hard to push these reckless, extreme policies just for the sake of covering up their own dirty little secret? Because you know how much they're advocating for this stuff, like, oh my God, against sexual assault, for example, but yet they're caught red-handed doing it themselves. That's my speculation right there.
That's how it usually always is. People that try to advocate for certain things like this, a lot of times they get caught up in it themselves. Not all the time, but a lot of times that's kind of what goes on.
All right, but it was just a thought I had. They're trying to cover up their own thing. But that's pretty much all I gotta say. I know you have a lot of callers, but that's about all I gotta say. Have a nice day.
All right, thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you. All right, thank you to my man Nico for the call. Most certainly appreciate him. And thank you all for joining. The number to call is 434-658-1220. If you have not liked the video yet, I don't know what you're doing. Take time out your day and hit that like button right underneath the video. And if you are not subscribed, go ahead and do that right now. Click on the subscribe button if it's red. Turn the subscribe button gray. There's a little bell right beside it, just a little bell. Click that bell as well so you get notified whenever I go live or post a new video. And if you're not getting notified, I don't know what's going on. Don't blame me. Call Susan from YouTube and tell her to get it together and tighten up. But let me get to my next call. All right, Streets, what's going on, man?
ABL, what's up? Happy belated Independence Day.
Oh, same to you, man. Everything's good over here.
Good. Eat lots of burgers. I ate a lot of burgers.
Oh, yes, indeed, absolutely.
Hell yeah, barbecue, baby. All right, yeah. And we were flying that Betsy Ross flag, by the way.
There you go.
Out front. Who, by the way, was a Quaker and, abolitionist by default, and her religious leaders were against slavery before they even came to this country. Just saying.
Correct.
Just saying. But yeah, no, it's been a little crazy. I wanted to call in, especially after Ivan had called in about the whole amnesty thing, and I didn't. You actually did a video on this about I'll get to that actually, but basically I'll make it quick. No, as far as Ivan's talking about amnesty, the question is not the degree of amnesty that a country is going to actually be given to these people. It's just amnesty in general. So in a perfect world where good people, like those in my family, for example, get green cards or come here legally, we came here legally as immigrants during wartime, they followed the rules. So in a perfect world, that would be great, if people follow the rules. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about people not following the rules, period.
Right.
So the problem is no one is following the rules, right?
Exactly, yes.
That puts his whole argument down to rest right there. It doesn't matter what he says. You could say, hey, this is the law and this is how they're going to do it. The point is they're not doing it, Ivan. So you need to wake up. That's all I'm going to say on that. The other thing is that, people like that, they irk me because, obviously, like I told you, my family's immigrants. I'm first generation born. And my father went through that process. He's got the green card. So I could tell you, yes, in some ways he's correct. As far as the stages go, I don't know the exact years, but in some stages he's correct. But again, it's not the question. The question is, are they actually following the rules? And they're not. So his whole argument, shot down. Don't care what he says. All these people, also they're talking about like the kids. They care about kids and all this stuff at the border, like AOC. But you did a video on this. How many of those kids were accompanied by people who were not their relatives? I don't remember the exact number you gave.
Well, the number I saw, the number I heard was 50% of the DNA tests of these kids at the southern border, 50% came back that the child was not in any way related to the people that brought them over. 50%, half, one out of every two.
That's unbelievable. That's unacceptable, period. Even if it's like 1%, even if it's 1%, one child getting trafficked.
Right.
Or it don't even matter. So all these people who are claiming, and I wanted to bring that up because it was a good video. I shared that video with people.
Thank you.
I was kind of pointing it out. I was like, you guys care about kids so much, but look at the rate that are being trafficked in, and then on top of it, they're promoting sexualization of children in schools, and pedophilia, in my opinion, because you have 9-year-old boys stripping for gay grown men, and it's got nothing to do with sexual preference. It's just that what those grown men are throwing dollars at that little boy for, all right? And it ain't because he's brave. No, it's not because he's brave. All right, we know what you want, and these mothers are shocked that they had pedophiles coming after their kids. Well, look at the position you just put them in,
Right.
So they don't really care about the kids, and on top of that, they're also killing them off before they even come out the womb. So I don't even want to hear anybody talk about, the poor kids at the border. Nah, their parents put them in that peril. They already put them in that peril. That wasn't my choice. I feel bad, but I feel worse for the fact that 50% of them are actually being trafficked. They're brought in, by coyotes or people who aren't even their family members. So they're being used regardless, whether they're collateral or not, or they're, being used as to get trafficked, basically. And so, either way, all those arguments shot down right there. And then the other thing is Cory Booker. I didn't know about Cory Booker doing the whole Coyote thing. I think that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, that was wild. I saw that story. I was like, wait a minute. And then the thing about it was they had already been deported. And if they got deported from El Paso is 85% Hispanic. I've been there. So it's like, are you going to call them racist for doing that? It doesn't make any sense.
Right? Yeah, exactly. It's like, and on top of it, what are you doing? Like, why are they even getting involved in that? In my opinion, isn't he breaking any kind of laws here or doing something like that?
If he's not breaking laws, he's right on the edge. Because if you are a person that is in Mexico, which he was at the time, he went to Mexico, and you bring people over illegally, then, that's called being a coyote. The only difference is that he wasn't getting paid directly by the women to bring them over. If that happened, he definitely would be in violation of the law. But I'm not sure what he did I'm not sure what law that violates, but like I said, you right on the edge of legality if it's legal.
Oh, he's walking that edge, man.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the Texas senator Escobar? She was sending illegals back, but teaching these illegals. I guess there's a loophole in the law where you teach them how to not, quote unquote, not know Spanish. So as long as they don't know Spanish, that country won't take them in. Like Mexico won't take them in.
Wow.
So, yep, you can look her up. She's a Texas senator, Escobar. She was teaching these people, once they get sent back, to not basically, somehow make it so they don't seem to know Spanish. It's like, yeah,
that's crazy.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's the craziest thing. Also, as far as like the Democratic candidates, I know we were talking about this earlier, or you guys were talking about this earlier, but I honestly think that that you're right, that Kamala, if anybody is going to be doing it up there, it's probably going to be her, to be honest with you, in my opinion. She's got a lot of the backing, the same people that HRC got. One of them, and Michelle A. was talking about this. Shout out to everybody in the chat, by the way. Happy Independence Day, belated. But one of the people she was talking about was the attorney, Mark Elias, who was the ex-campaign attorney for HRC. And if you remember, he was actually responsible for handling the funds to Fusion GPS, who paid for the fake dossier from Christopher Steele, the ex-MI6 agent in Britain. And they used that to obtain the FISA warrants to illegally spy on our acting president. And they used the three-letter boys, all of them, CIA, FBI. So, I mean, if that right there should tell you something about who Kamala actually is or who she's getting backing from,
Exactly.
instantly. So, and also, Nico, you're like the Hispanic Fabio. Got that Pantene flowing hair, bro. All the ladies love it. All right, so yeah, but what he said about Epstein, that was something that was mentioned too. Yeah, I definitely agree with both of you. What you guys were saying, that there's a lot more on the surface or underneath the surface that you're not seeing. And if you recall, the Clintons were on that flight manifesto to Pedophile Island 50 plus times collectively.
That's right.
And they're not the only ones. There's tons of Hollywood people, all that other stuff. But only person's name who wasn't on the manifest, not once.
Trump.
You better believe it. You better believe it. So again, that right there, telling tale. And yeah, I do think that a lot of stuff that's going on in the media right now, it's just crazy. It is diverting, people's energy and their eyes, just to kind of like, you're being bamboozled, son,
That's right.
And then what else? Real quick, last little bit. Salute to America. No media coverage on that. I guess they were doing like old reruns or something like that instead, which is outrageous. Like, did you hear about that?
We talking about like on TV? They weren't showing the parade.
Yeah, the mainstream media, they were showing like reruns or something.
It's weird because they were showing it online, but they weren't showing it on network television. It's strange. I don't understand why. Like, if you're showing old reruns, I'm sure you could have gotten better ratings and better viewership if you just showed the parade. I just don't understand why they would not do the logical thing, but hey, it is what it is.
Bitter as F. That's what it is. Bitter as F. That's what these people are. So bitter that they won't even, give that, which, in my opinion, that was really for the country. That really wasn't for the president.
Right.
Another real quick thing, and this is kind of off. I like to dive into this stuff, but you ever heard of NXVIM or NX? They call it NXIVM, but that's a marketing company.
The sex cult in New York with the Hollywood actors. Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. Allison Mack, Sarah Bronfman. Allison Mack was on the WB and all that.
Yeah.
So their leader, Keith Raniere, also got bagged. He was found guilty. The sex cult leader.
Very good.
Now, if you looked at the debates, though, I think I can't remember if it was the first round. Maybe it was the second. Kristen Gillibrand.
Gillibrand, yeah.
Yeah, Gillibrand. Her father was actually involved in that.
Yeah, that's crazy. And you know what? One more thing about that, they also ran daycare centers.
I know, man. It's the craziest thing in the world. And there was another thing, just kind of harping back on it. All these people, you really look at them, like, she looks evil. You ever look into her eyes? Like, they're like doll's eyes. Like doll's eyes, like it's like a shark.
Yeah.
Lifeless. Like, these people, they're straight up evil. That other weirdo lady, the one that you were making fun of before, I forgot her name.
Pocahontas?
No, the weird one, the book writer.
Oh, you're talking about Marianne Williamson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a weirdo. These are the people that they want to put in. You know, these are the people that are trying to go. And you look at them, they might be looking crazy, and they do look crazy. But Biden and all these other dudes, like even Bernie, all of them, they don't look that much, less crazy. They all look crazy.
All of them do. Collectively, they look crazy.
They look completely senile, all of them. They're
That's
just
right.
completely off their rockers. So it's insane to me.
No doubt, man. But I'm going to get to a few more calls here. Thank you for the call as always, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Absolutely, yo. And shout out to everybody in chat. Also, real quick, too, just before I go, people are talking about Congress and people groaning. I would support you, ABL, if you ever ran. You know that. But Tony X, Antoine Tucker for NYC14 getting AOC out. Go to www.tucker.vote and help him out, because honestly, he's trying to push him out. So shout out to you, Tony, and Uber Guy, because honestly, you're all like my half brothers from another mother. So
no doubt, man. No doubt. Thank you for that, man. Thank you for the support as always, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, I'm out, ABL. Peace, everybody.
All right, now peace.
Peace.
All right, thank you to my man Streets for the call. Most certainly appreciate him. Let me get to my next call here. I'm gonna try to get a few more before the show's over. All right, 419 in line. Who am I speaking to?
Hello?
Yes, 419. Who am I speaking to?
My name's Pete.
All righty, man. What's going on? Oh, Pete hung up. I don't know what happened. I didn't do it. It wasn't me. I'm sorry. All right. 702 you in the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, what's up, man? This is Mark.
All right, Mark. What's going on?
Well, just wanted to follow up with the last caller. You brought up some great points. The Epstein thing to me might be a little bit of a counterpunch by Trump, who's probably fed up and had enough, because they said that West Virginia coal miner billionaire who died in a plane crash was a big Trump donor.
Yeah, you know what? And the whole thing seems really suspicious. How you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's very suspicious. I mean, him and his daughter dies, and whoever else is on that plane, and it's just like the guy just happens. I mean, I just don't think that it's it doesn't strike me as a coincidence. That's all. I mean, it just seems very political to me. That's what it just seems like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw all these bizarre things continue to happen. So Epstein is getting hit. That West Virginia coal miner billionaire goes down, and then I read these two weird, bizarre stories, and there were these younger Arab princes, and they were like in their 30s, and it was on drugs, and it was like one ODs on heroin, and then the other one dies via some kind of sex-fueled orgy. And you're like, how many of these billionaire princes are going to drop?
For real. It's like what's going on?
Yeah. It just seems like how many are there of these kind of people that meet these profiles who are going to die under such freaky circumstances? It's like, go to Burning Man or something, man. Chill out. These guys are like going overboard, and it just strikes me as odd because if anybody was going to die under circumstances like that, you would think it would be like Hunter Biden with all the crack he buys.
Right, yeah. Hunter Biden is a full-blown crackhead, got caught in the vehicle with a crack pipe. If you got your drugs in the car, that's you're a crackhead at that point. So yeah, you would think that he would kick the bucket, but hey, I guess things just a little bit weird when you get to a certain level of income and a certain level of influence in the world.
Right. But the time that he got pulled over and it was found in the car, I guess that was a separate time because I guess some crackhead held him hostage or something like that during a crack buy in LA. So I'm like, how many times could you possibly get popped for the freakiest out there rock star type stuff,
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah, it really is. And then, the Epstein arrest is so encouraging because I heard Mueller might face the same thing. All of a sudden, it seems like they're going after Mueller for obstruction and other things. And I'm wondering, okay, if Epstein's getting arrested, how long before Mueller does? It'll be very interesting to see if he just says, enough is enough because of that move on the coal miner,
Right.
Yeah, and then also I was really encouraged by the parade. Nothing seems to make these people freak out and do radical things, because that coal miner thing happened on the 4th of July during that parade. And that parade was amazing because, you know, even if people bring up a lot of fair points and they'll be like, hey, you're this militaristic empire or this police state or America wasn't it isn't what it was. That's all true. You know, that's fine. But, you know, the idealism that people have, my buddy has like a wife from the Dominican Republic, and I guess they went to a local parade, and he goes, it was just amazing to see something wholesome, something pure, something untainted by perversion that could be celebrated. And, you know, his wife was saying, wow, she was actually getting teared up. And she's like, what's wrong with the people here that they don't like it so much? She's like, this is so incredible. This is so amazing, you know? And So I liked the parade. I liked everything it stood for. I wish that it was a tradition. It's weird to see that. Like, the one thing that I see during the year is the Rose Parade after New Year's. We always watch the Rose Parade.
Right.
And to see this as a tradition was very encouraging.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I want to see it year after year. Fantastic. That'd be great to see this all the time. A lot of patriotism. And it just kind of boosts the morale of people in the country. So I definitely want to see that continuously.
Yeah. And as far as the Democrats go with Cory Booker and Kamala, like I saw Kamala dancing during that Pride parade, and it was absolutely disgraceful. I mean, she was just shaking her tail feather like Willie Brown was going to give her a government job. She was just, ooh, she's going to have a great time, you know?
Yeah, that was really a mess. No rhythm. You know, Kamala Harris comes off like the lady at the DMV. That's kind of what it is. And if that's you, then you need to be out there trying to dance and stuff like that. Just stick behind the desk and take my order and call my name when you're ready to get my papers processed. How about that?
Right. And I just find it, you know, on the Democrat side, just how really weak the field is, Warren, and all these people. If anything, though, with all the illegals, I think the strategy for the Democrats that would make the most sense is actually to run Beto and Castro. They're both from Texas. They're both speaking Spanish at the debates. They've written off America, and it looks like their strategy is just, we're just going to make it all about illegals. And it's like, you know, it's like the people I feel the worst for is like the black Americans. They're like, finally we got Cory Booker, we got Kamala, we got Obama, and they're like, it's time for illegals and Muslims to experience their time now. It's like such a cruel thing, you know what I mean? It's like, how long have you been chasing the carrot only to have it be yanked from under you? And how many more times can a base be betrayed, you know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, and then remember back before the campaign kind of started, whatever happened with like Howard Schultz or Michael Bloomberg or Mark Cuban? To me, these are solid business-minded candidates who could maybe, even if I really loathed and despised them, at least I could take them seriously as to running a corporation of the USA.
But see, the problem is the issue is that they're too far. Well, they're not far left enough. They're too much of a centrist type person, and the party nowadays, you got to be far left. You know, that's where Biden is now. He supported the Hyde Amendment for a long time. All of a sudden, basically overnight, he has a 180 and says, "Well, I don't support the Hyde Amendment anymore." So you got to be far left to be a viable candidate. And Mark Cuban, these guys they're just not that. These are regular businessmen. For them to be far left does not make economic sense at all.
Right. Well, yeah, it does. It's tough. It's tough for me to kind of grasp because it's like, you know, Biden strikes me as this is the Democrats' version of Jeb Bush. It's like you have like this dynasty candidate. You've been there your whole life, you know, generations of Bushes have already run, and then all of a sudden you're going to come out and go, I'm going to fix things in Washington as your teeth are falling out and you're older than Methuselah and you've been in there for longer than we've been alive. He's been in office longer than we've been alive. And then the same thing with Pelosi. And the ultimate slap in the face to Americans is they're like, you Americans, you've had your chance. It's time for other Americans. It's time for these invaders. It's time for their families. It's time for them to replace you in all these jobs. Meanwhile, Biden and Pelosi have been in there longer than we've been alive. It's like the ultimate insult, the ultimate cruelty,
No doubt, man. Well, I got to get ready to get up out of here, so I thank you for the call as always. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, thanks for taking it. Take care.
All right, now. All right, thank you to the caller. Most certainly appreciate it. I got time for one more call, and I got a little bit of time. And thank you all for being here. Definitely appreciate it. This will be my last call. It's going to be a quick one. All right. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, it's JB. What's up, brother?
Everything's good, man. What's happening?
Another day, another dollar. Man, things are getting crazy. More and more crazy. ALC losing their mind, going to the borderline about people drinking out of toilets. We got dumb kids running around eating ice cream and putting it back in the refrigerator, who I hope they get ice cream headaches for weeks. Weeks, I say. That's ignorant. They got people walking around putting gargling mouthwash, spitting it back in and putting it back in. You seen that stuff going around?
Yeah, that was really crazy. I mean, I don't even understand what's the point. It's just stupid stuff. There's no reason.
Nasty.
It's nasty. Yeah, disgusting stuff. You looking at. I mean, I don't know. People are just weird.
And then they'll tell you your film and put it on Facebook, you dummy. And then somebody's gonna find you, moron.
Yeah, they're gonna identify you. It's easy, And then there's cameras in the store that can see you. People are stupid.
Like I said, let it be me. I'm running you off with a cart. I'm being in with a cart, throwing some ice cream on top of your head. I'm beating you up right then and there because that's nasty. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, and then something makes so stupid is that I got an argument. My uncle got mad, right? He said we had a discussion. I said there's an attack on white males, and he said, what the hell you mean white men can't be attacked? They're the biggest terrorists ever. I said, well, they're being attacked from their own people, black people, everybody around them, to the point that they're apologizing for being white. I said that's not healthy. That's not natural to apologize for being white. That's crazy. Wouldn't you agree, ABL?
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man.
But everybody, but you tell a black man, oh, you're a sellout, and they get mad, they get angry. He's over 50 years old, so, he's pushing 60. So, he grew up in a time where he was oppressed, somewhat oppressed. And I'm like, I didn't grow up in that time, so I can't relate to that. Like his anger towards people, I just don't relate to it. And people get mad when I say that to them. Like, I mean, I don't know how Colin Kaepernick's mad. He's mixed, so and he grew up with a white family. So I mean, he had a privileged life. So what's the point? And he's worth like $70 million. So I mean, what's your point, dude? Why are you depressed? I wouldn't be depressed. I'd be rather happy, wouldn't you?
That's right. I mean, I got plenty of money. Everything's all good. What am I upset about? For what?
Exactly. And that's what people understand is like he's just doing this to make himself recognizable and what's the name. Because if you really do the math about Betsy Ross, she's not racist. She's a Quaker. Her husband fought for the war. Quakers are getting actually against slavery. What are you talking about? These people, and this thing is so made ignorant, misinformed black people are calling me names because I say he's a crybaby, and she is. And I don't care. I'm not part of calling him crybaby. He is a crybaby. I don't like men who walk around who try to make people change their mind about everything. Everything.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man. At a certain point, I'm not trying to hear you cry all the time. Come with something new and creative, not just you crying all the time. That's not really what I'm trying to hear.
Exactly, and then you got Cory Booker who's turned to a coyote, snatching people from the border, committing crimes.
Yeah, really. I mean, that's like pure desperation right there. You're trying to become the president. You're going to go through some crazy lengths to do it.
Exactly, but we really realize it. This thing I don't understand is like this whole transgender thing. It's like 1-2% of population. You guys are targeting 2% of the population, and you're killing good TV shows by making everybody homosexuals, making everybody transgenders. I mean, People don't want to see that.
That's right.
We're tolerant of it, but we don't want to see it in every aspect. You know what I'm saying? Most gay people are like, I don't want to be remembered as this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, before I go ABL, it's been a pleasure, brother. I'm glad I got through. I wish I got through on Wednesday, but I was busy on the road. But brother, you doing a good job, and you're almost at 300,000, brother. I seen it. Did I call it, brother?
Yeah,
did I tell you right at the time?
That's right.
Did I not call it? You look about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I called it. I said by mid-April you're gonna be close to what your goal is. Didn't I say it?
You did.
Yeah. Well, all right, ABL. Talk to you later, brother, man. And please do some more gaming videos. Come on, brother.
I'm gonna come back with it soon enough, man, for sure. The gaming channel is not dead, so I'm gonna come back to it.
And then can I say something before I leave? Make a cool trucker hat. Come on, brother, for us truckers. Come on, brother. Come on.
Like what would you want that's on it?
Like say I digress. Truck smart. Something stupid like something with all trucks in it.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. All right, brother.
All right, now take care, man.
You too, brother. Peace.
Peace. All right. Thank you to my man JB for the call, but that'll be a wrap for me. I appreciate y'all for being here. Thank you to the super chatters right quick before I bounce. Thank you to Tim Wilster for the donation. Definitely appreciate you. Thank you to Snap Turtle who says, can't call in today, daughter's birthday, but did you hear about billionaire coal CEO Chris Klein dying in a chopper crash in Bahamas? Trump supporter. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. And Chris Klein is was from Beckley, which is not too far from where I was born, which is in Charleston, West Virginia. So really unfortunate to see a fellow mountaineer pass away. Like I was saying earlier, it seems pretty suspicious, to say the least. His daughter also passed away in the crash. So yeah, I want to see what comes of that, if there's any kind of investigation or what's going on. And thank you to Will Redding, who says this week's favorite moment, Biden apologizing for working with the Democrats. Hilarious. People that are Democrats you got to work with, you're saying, oh, I'm sorry because I worked with them. What are you going to do? You're in the same party as them, which you're just going to not work with your colleagues? I mean, come on. That's like saying that, okay, you work at the DMV and you have a racist employee and y'all work together in the same cubicle, but you're not going to work with them because they're racist. I mean, you still got to work. And so the person gets fired, what you going to do? Client connected to Epstein and Weinstein. Uh-oh. Well, we're going to see what comes of that. And thank you to my man, Bill from the Hills, for posting the merchandise link. If you want these hats, any shirts or whatever that I have on the merchandise store, my merchandise store, click that link right over there, right up top. And also there's links in the description box. And also underneath the video, there should be a carousel of products you see. Anything right there is for sale on merchandise store. And if you click on the link and go to the store, you'll be able to see more products. I got Clown World, MSNPC. I'm going to make MSNPC as a hat, so you can have that right there on your hats. Yeah, I'll be coming up with more products just occasionally, randomly. So check the store often to see if anything's been updated or what. And that is pretty much all I got. Thank you to the moderators for doing a great job tonight. We got Shreebs, Bill from the Hills, Elijah Jean, Michelle A, Ansel, Protocol, the whole squad. Thank y'all for doing what you do. Shreebs asked me, would I play Monster Hunter World or Insurgency, Sandstorm, Knife Horde mode with us in Discord? Monster Hunter World, I have Monster Hunter World on PS4. I don't have it on PC. I could get it on PC though. Yeah, Monster Hunter, I could play that with y'all for sure. All right, but what else I got? I got everybody. Michelle A. Shreebs, Automize. Thank y'all for what y'all do. And thank you to everybody that's in here. And if you are not subscribed already, please do so. And if you want to continue the conversation, check out the Discord, which is a free chat and video service. I don't know if it's video yet. I know it's text chat, the same way it is right here over in the chat. And it's also a voice chat service. So you guys can talk to each other. The same way I'm talking right now, you can talk to each other. You talk to each other the same way in the Discord, and that's a free service. And the link for that is in the description box below. And that's all I got. So until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out, and peace.